Welcome to the stream, everyone. My name is Brian Craig, and this is where MAGA comes to talk. We are not yet on the radio. We are about 20 minutes away from being on the radio, so you're getting a little early, little bit of an early stream here, guys. But President Trump, man, what he proposed yesterday in Israel, you're all welcome to call in. If you want to call in now, early on, you are welcome. I'm still setting up, but what President Trump has done with the Mideast peace deal is such outside of the box thinking. There's never been a time in my lifetime that people have not been killing each other over there. There just hasn't been. And there's nothing that is going to happen that's going to stop it. I remember Independence Day, the original movie back in the 90s? And I remember watching that movie, and I talked about this on the radio at the time. That's how long I've been doing this. But I was talking about it on the radio at the time, and I went and saw Independence Day, and at that scene in the end of Independence Day, when all the countries of the world unite to fight against the alien invaders, they show the fighter pilots around the world, and they showed, I can't remember where it was in the Middle East, but they showed the Middle Eastern fighter pilots, and there was an Israeli fighter pilot. He's getting in his fighter jet, and he looks over, and there's a Muslim fighter pilot, and then they nod at each other like they're united because they're going to fight against the aliens. And I remember I saw that movie. I remember I had a personal appearance. Our radio station had a personal appearance at a restaurant in Miami, and I went right from the appearance with my friends to see Independence Day. And I don't remember what day of the week it was, but my next day on the air, I don't know if it came out on a Friday or whatever, but I remember talking about it on the air right after I saw the movie. And I said then, and what was that, 94? I said, if the aliens invaded the earth, even still, the Palestinians and the Israelis would not be able to join forces against an alien invasion. That's how much of a waste of time peace talks are. And President Trump is, this is going to be a common theme. President Trump is the first president, first leader, really, but he's of any country, but the first president of the United States to admit the truth that we all know, that there's no situation where there'll be peace between the Palestinians and Israel. They're just not going to ever let it happen. And, you can go around and have peace meetings and summits here and there and everywhere and come up with this agreement and that agreement, but none of it is going to happen. It's all it's all totally a waste of time, And what Hamas did, this Palestinian terrorist attack on Israel of October 7th, was nothing short of barbaric. If you're new to my channel, my name's Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. If you're new, subscribe. If you are already subbed to the channel, please like and share the video. When I'm live streaming, I do take live calls. I won't be on the air for about 12 to 15 minutes on the radio, but we got a little early stream. If you want to call in early right now, the number is pinned to the chat. So you'll see the toll-free number, 1-888-465-2631, if you'd like to call in a little early. But the attack on October 7th was barbaric. And it's the kind of attack that just cannot be allowed again. They went so far in that attack with what they did. And they're promising to do another one even bigger, right? That's what Netanyahu was talking about yesterday. So, you launch an attack like that unprovoked attack at that, and you lose the war. Of course, you got to give. Look at Japan. Japan attacked us. They lost the control of their country for years. We're still occupying Japan. We still have military assets in Japan. And they even still today, all these years later, have huge restrictions on their military and everything. We're still in Germany, because they started that war unprovoked, and it led to this. So this is what happens. You can't commit horrific terrorist attacks. You can't attack countries and horrific attacks, and then at the end say, "Oh well, okay, we lost. We're gonna go back home and not fight anymore, and you get to keep everything." It doesn't work that way. I mean, think about it. Oh, in your lifetime, when you think back, or the period of time in your life that you've been following news or politics, how many peace agreements have you seen? How many meetings have you seen with all the different presidents? Have any of them stopped anything? So he's going to have to do what he's going to have to do. And it's not even up for debate. I know a lot of people want to say
the U.S. will take over the Gaza.
This country said no. It doesn't matter what anyone says. President Trump has already decided. It is U.S. policy now. There's no debating it. That's it. There's just no getting beyond it. I mean, this is Fox News. Trump says U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, rebuild it to stabilize the Middle East. So what does that mean? Or is Gaza going to be a U.S. territory now? What does that mean exactly? We don't really know. Do we? No, we don't. We have no idea. But it's done. It doesn't matter what any country says. And he did, and President Trump, I'll get into this when we're on the air in a few minutes, but he made a deal. Hold on. Yeah. I mean, people are going to debate it, and I already saw somebody in the chat said Saudi Arabia said no. Who cares what Saudi Arabia said? It's when Trump says it, he means it. Now, a lot of these countries, I think, will cooperate. I think they want peace, but they're going to have to tell their mobs of people what they want to hear, and what their people want to hear is that they're opposed to this, right? Because their official line has to be anti-Israel, because that's what their people want to hear. But that's not how it's going to play out. It's not how it's going to play out. And if things go, things like this never go exactly according to plan. But what Trump did yesterday, Iran is going to be helping us do it. I mean, so does it mean that Gaza is going to become a U.S. territory like Puerto Rico and Guam, or is it going to become a non-affiliated zone under American protection, like a protectorate? We really don't know. But it's happening. I know it's absolutely amazing, really, when you think about it. Really, I were you shocked? Oh man! Now let me know in the live chat, yes or no. Do you support Trump's Gaza plan? Do you support Trump's Gaza plan? Yes or no? Let me know in the chat. I did a poll on a live stream earlier. Most everyone said yes. And when we start taking calls, I'm hoping to hear from you guys calling in and telling me why you support it or why you don't. I want to hear people's reason. I want to give mine. And even if you agree with mine, you're welcome to call in and share, because I have not seen so much unity in this country on an issue like this in a while. Yeah, it looks like most people are saying yes. This may trigger Candace Owens. Candace Owens may totally lose it. Giving it to Israel would just cause more violence. It's gonna be like Monaco. It's gonna be like, you know, the MAGA Riviera. People got all kinds of names from it. I'm calling it the Gaza Lago deal. I like Gaza Lago deal. I know people say the MAGA Strip and all this stuff, but I like Gaza Lago. It's gonna be like Monaco. It's gonna be like, you know. Oh, I just brought up my own feed here somehow. Well, at least I got a little audio check out of that. Candace would be a good VP of who? I don't think so. She'd be a terrible vice president. She hates Israel, you know, but I cannot imagine that people were not shocked around the world and they're still a little numb to this whole thing. Like, it really hasn't set in yet. And, you know, it is it's trending on X. At least it was last time I checked. Look, no, USAID is the #1 trend right now. Oh, yeah. Well, maybe Elon's pushing that since it's his platform. So Gaza's 2, Elon's 3, Doge is 4. It just when I this morning I was live streaming around 2-3 this morning, and Israel, Gaza, that was all the #1 trend. What has happened? Has something happened that I missed? Africans are making videos in support of Trump dismantling USAID. Well, maybe we'll get into a little bit of that. Let's see what Stephen Miller has to say about it. Hold on.
There's probably no entity in the government that is more of an entrenched power center of unelected bureaucrats with less accountability, less oversight than USAID. They funnel money to their cronies all over the world through a swampy network of NGOs, non-governmental organizations,
right,
and cutouts, including potentially some very troubling elements of focusing on things like regime change and destabilizing foreign countries. But this is not about America's interests. Donald Trump is courageously restoring democracy.
Oh, he's so
Article
right.
2 of the executive branch vests all power by the Constitution. Sorry, Article 2 of the Constitution vests all power of the executive branch in a president. It's known as the vesting clause. It says the executive power shall be vested in a president, singular.
He is so smart, Stephen Miller. Oh, hold on. The radio station can't connect. The radio station can't connect. So we may have a non-radio show today. Just here on YouTube. We'll find out. I'm waiting to hear back. I'm going to give him a minute before I get started. But I'm going to start with the Gaza Lago plan. I'll just wait for a minute. It's always something. Always something, but that's okay. That's life. Those of you that are watching the stream in the shorts feed with the green background, the audio and video, you can hear and see it on my other live stream. So subscribe and hop over there. You can hear and see all the audio and video that I play over there. Here, you'll hear the callers and me, but that's it in the stream with the green background. The main stream, you guys hear and see everything. I'm going to give him a minute, but then I'm going to have to get started soon. As soon as he tells, I'm waiting to hear from Mike the board up. The internet is down at the radio station. That happens sometimes. All right, he's texting me. We'll find out. If not, the show will go on. I'm just waiting to hear if it's going to be on the radio or not. Because I'll get started. I don't care. Oh, boy. No internet. No internet at the radio station. It'll come on. Well, yeah, this is my green screen. If you're on the other stream, you can see the video and stuff behind me. I'm just texting with Mike the board up. Well, I am going to get started. I'm going to get started, and then I'm going to wait to hear from Mike. So we're just going to start the show as if we're on the radio. So what? We'll get going. Welcome to the program, everyone. My name is Brian Craig, and we got a lot to cover today. Oh, my goodness. President Trump just completely shocked the entire whole wide world yesterday with this announcement about Gaza. And, you know, I'm going to play the audio. We're going to talk about it. We'll take your calls. I do want to hear your thoughts. Of course, I support it. You know, I'm going to support anything that Trump does, and he's always very smart about it. And when President Trump came out yesterday and made the announcement that the United States is going to seize control of Gaza, deport the people out of there to Egypt and Syria, the media obviously had meltdowns over this. This is just what happens with the media. They have meltdowns. And the media, they hate Israel. The media hate Jews. They're anti-Semitic. So it's no surprise that the media is on the wrong side here, okay? They're always on the wrong side of everything, but this one really triggered them. Now, you know, what President Trump did yesterday was amazing and historic, but he didn't just go out there and say, we're taking over Gaza. Earlier in the day, a couple hours before, he was signing executive orders. I'm going to play some of this later, but he was signing executive orders in the White House. I mean, in the Oval Office at the White House. And one of the executive orders he signed was some severe penalties and sanctions on Iran, which would bankrupt their oil industry. And they need that oil industry to fund their country. And he said two things repeatedly. One, they can't have a nuclear weapon. But he kept saying, in regards to, this was in the Oval Office executive order signing, which turned into a bit of a press conference too. President Trump said, after he signed the Iran order, he said it 2-3 times at least, I hope we don't have to use this. I hope we don't have to put this into effect. He was talking about this Iran order that would bankrupt their country. And then he has this press conference with Netanyahu later and says that the United States is taking over Gaza. We're going to deport everyone to Syria and Egypt and rebuild it. But Gaza will be under U.S. control. Now, everyone knows that not just Hamas, but all the Islamic terrorism around the world, okay, is backed by Iran. Everybody knows this, okay? Everybody knows this. But what President Trump communicated to Iran yesterday was something that very well might have Iran helping the United States take over Gaza. He's going to hold over their head. Actually, there were a couple of things he held over their head, but this is one of them. He's holding over Iran's head. We're not going to put this into effect and bankrupt your country if you work with us and clear out Gaza. Call off Hamas. And we very well could. It wouldn't be open. They'd have to do it on the down low. They still have to tell their minions what they want to hear, that they hate Israel, they hate Jews, and hate America and all this stuff. But what very well could happen based on yesterday's events with President Trump, although it'd be in secret, is Iran will help us clear out and seize control of Gaza because they don't want their country to be bankrupted. That's pretty ingenious what he did. And in the press conference yesterday, they had major meltdowns over this, and you knew they would. I mean, they were just freaking out in that White House press briefing. You know they would. This was the first time since in Trump's first 2 weeks and 2 days here of his second term that the media got jazzed up and excited about something. Everything else they've been really numb to. But because they hate Jews, the media, they hate Israel, and boy, oh boy, do they hate President Trump, they couldn't put two and two together that President Trump had made this message to Iran very well known earlier in the day. He also talked about if Iran took an attempt on him, that again, that their country would be totally wiped out. And he even said, I'll play the audio later on the program, he even said he's left instructions behind that if they hit him, they're to take out Iran. Believe me, all these messages were well received in Tehran yesterday. So what President Trump has done is amazing. Now, we're having some technical issues at the radio station. So we're not on the radio right now. We're just streaming online, but that's okay. The show will go on. And if you'd like to call in, please do. The number is 1-888-465-2631. All our calls are screenless, always. So since they're screenless, we may be getting calls from radio listeners wondering why we aren't live, but that's okay. I don't mind. Oh, hold on. Let me go here. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Brian, this is Richie.
Hey, Richie. Big day, huh?
How you doing this morning? Listen, I watched that whole thing. I am, first of all, President Trump thinks outside the box like nobody a genius, okay? But I don't think this has a chance in hell getting off the ground. What I think is going to happen, this is my opinion, they've already been blaming Israel for taking their land for thousands and thousands of years. Now they're going to blame the great big Satan, us, for taking their land. And, and they don't really care about their land. It's not about land. People out there have this, even President Trump, it's not about land. It's about hating Jews and not wanting any Jews or Christians in the Middle East. Yeah. They don't even want Christians in the Middle East. That's correct. What they did to Lebanon. Mm-hmm. So the bottom line is this. I don't think it's going to get off the ground.
What do you mean?
You got the press in this country. You mentioned when you were talking on your when you were going for your coffee that in Germany you lose land in wars, and look how we had the buffer zones. The difference between that and now, in Germany after World War II, we didn't have thousands of Germans protesting in our streets with flags of Germany Nazis up and down the streets, which is what we have in this country now with pro-Palestinian Israel to the sea and all this garbage that they throw. We are infiltrated by radical terrorists in this country right now, and I just see. I don't want to be negative because I think the idea is brilliant, and I think it's the only thing to do.
So what are you saying? You're saying you think there might be some big war over this? Or do you think it's just...
I think that if we go into Gaza with soldiers, which we'll have to do, that we're going to start seeing these people screaming in the streets here. Now we're getting our boys killed or blame Trump. As soon as the first American dies, over there. Which
well, did you see the mob? Did you see the mob in front of the White House last night? It was scary, man. It was like all of Gaza was in front of the White House.
They are this country right now. I hate to say it. It's so anti-Semitic, so pro-Palestinian, so anti-Jewish, and it's the whole Middle East, and we've invited them into our country. And President Trump was right when he tried to keep them out, but he didn't keep them out. Biden let them all in. I mean, this is really, really outrageous. That they're already, the press is already saying Trump wants to make his own little playground, his own little utopia out there. Maybe he'll have casinos in the middle of the place. This so stupid.
Well, it's also possible. Listen, what he with his executive order yesterday was basically to shut down Iranian oil production, right? So Iran, they can't let that happen. They would go bankrupt and they would lose power. They're not totally stupid. And he may be just holding that over their head to get Iran to cooperate and getting Hamas out of there.
Yeah. All right, I agree, but I sort of think that there's not as much control over these terrorists as Hezbollah and Hamas as you think. I mean, there are radicals out there. They're still crazies. I don't think you can negotiate with terrorists, and I'll say it to this day. Now I know President.
Well, you're
Trump,
not. Well, wait, when you talk about terrorists, I mean, are you talking about the Iranian government? I mean, they're funding all the terrorists. I mean, they could. Iran controls Hamas and all these terrorist groups.
But I think there's so many rogues out there at this point. So many Jew haters. Look, when they had the prisoners, when they were releasing those girls, and they paraded them around. That wasn't just Hamas soldiers over there. That was the whole population.
Yeah.
We have indoctrinated. They're all anti-Semitic. They all hate Jews. Their whole life is let's kill Jews. That's their whole existence.
Well, now think about it now. Do you? Because we're talking about Trump here. We're not talking about just any other president.
They don't.
No. But Trump. No.
I agree.
Hold on a second. But Trump thinks before he speaks. You don't think Trump has talked to his people and top experts before he came out with this, or do you think he just blurted it out?
No, I think they came out. I think this was. I don't think this. It wasn't even close. I think this happened while he was meeting with Netanyahu, because there is absolutely. This is the only solution to the whole problem.
You think wait a second. So you think that Trump just came up with this idea yesterday afternoon, and then came out and said it?
I don't. I think the two of them. And because if anyone has intelligence about that whole area, is Netanyahu. I think the two of them, okay? Personally, and I think it was meant to save Netanyahu too, because they want to throw his behind out in Israel. They don't want him, so I think this is shifting the blame to the United States by going into Gaza now.
Well, you got to wonder. Okay, now here's the thing. I don't think Trump just came up with this in that brief meeting with Netanyahu. I think Netanyahu. I think this was planned well in advance. Very well may have been planned months ago. If you remember, Netanyahu visited President Trump at Mar-a-Lago. It was a big deal. And the whole reason for the Netanyahu visit was to announce this. I don't think this was just something they came up with. But but here's the thing. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. All right, no, go ahead.
We're not on that. We're not on. If you're just wondering, the internet is down at the radio station, so we're not on the radio.
Yeah, I know that.
We're just online.
So
I don't have to take a break or anything right now. So I'm not in much of a rush. But the thing about Richie, with all of this. Any time throughout American history when there's been U.S. action in a war or a conflict, everybody always thinks it's going to be easy and over. Like the Civil War, they thought would be over in a month. The war in Iraq, they thought it would be, a couple of weeks, and it went on for a decade, So same thing in Afghanistan, that went on for 20 years. So so if we're talking about a military invasion of Gaza, that's a mess. That's a mess, and that would be like a Vietnam-like situation, right? But I don't think that's what's going on here. I think that Trump is going to be able to is getting Iran to work with us on it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But listen to me. Thousands and thousands of years of this hatred. Since 1948, this is not, according to them, this doesn't belong to the Jews. Israel is a Western power from Russia, most of them, and Germany, and this is not their land. This is how they think. And they've got to hate us. I mean, people that walk in a bus and blow themselves up, or people that jump off of a train and start shooting people in the street could care less about. Listen, I'm telling you right now, President Trump is a genius, and I 100%. The only thing this will work because he'll make an international city over there. It'll be wonderful, and the flag of the United States will be hanging over it. It'll be,
I mean, what does this? So what does this mean? Is President Trump saying that Gaza is going to become a U.S. territory or some international free zone that's a protectorate of the United States? What does that even mean?
Yeah, it's going to be. We're taking it. It's going to be ours. He's going to make this utopia, this beautiful.
It's crazy.
And then he's going to invite everybody. International city there, which will help Israel, which will help everybody. And Arabs will be included and Muslims. But the thing is, you got terrorists over there like cockroaches. Look at ISIS and all. These people are sick. They're literally sick.
Well,
Afghanistan.
No doubt. So, when you look at this, this is what I believe, okay? I'm not talking about the terrorists. They're insane. Iran, they're not, I mean, they're terrible evil. I mean, there's no doubt about it, but they're not, their leaders are not insane. And their leaders don't want to lose power, and they don't want to lose the oil business. President Trump made two threats. Hold on, Rich. I'm going to put some other people on hold. Trump made two very strong threats to Iran yesterday. One, we've been talking about. He signed an executive order that would shut down their oil industry. And then the second one was he'd obliterate the country. He's open to obliterating the country if they took made an attack on him or another leader and all of that. So all that was heard in Iran. I really do believe that, well, let me answer all these calls here. People are calling in. Now, some of the people, since we're screenless, may be calling in and say, why aren't you live on the radio? Well, the internet's down at the radio station. I'm going to get a lot of that while I'm doing this. So that's okay. That's the penalty of the screenless calls. But since I'm not on the air, I'm not in such a rush because I'd be getting ready to come out of the first break. So since I don't have that break schedule, I can.
And we will do a job with it.
Okay, hold on, Mr. President. Because I'm not on that break schedule, I can take my time. These guys are they're gangsters. I mean, I was watching them.
There you go.
They're gangsters. Not Israel. I'm sorry, not Iran. They're not the gangsters. The gangsters are the terrorists. And I was watching over the weekend when they were releasing that hostage, that American hostage, and you see them come out with their faces wrapped up so you don't see them. That's not who Trump's negotiating.
They're like cockroaches.
But that's not who Trump's dealing with. Trump's dealing with the Iranians.
But what do you do with those people?
They cut them
and
off.
What do you do when you go in there with What do you do when you go in there with our troops? Because that's what they'll have to do.
The Iranians will get a lot of the Hamas out of there. First thing they're going to do is cut off their money.
But the first American that dies over there, listen to me. I saw Vietnam.
It's going to happen.
I've seen Vietnam go.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. And what's going to be the reaction of the American people and these people that are in the streets marching with Trump this, Trump that? I mean, you see what's going on in Mexico, right? Not in Mexico. It might as well be Mexico, California, and it's starting to spread all over the country. They hate Trump. You got the Democrats standing in front of that office yesterday. All of them, wanting to barge in and making a big scene. Trump is up. Listen, I think the people. I'm in back of him 100%. I think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I believe what he's doing in the Middle East is the correct thing to do. It would make everyone happy. But that's common sense, and these people don't have common sense. And you're dealing with crazy radicals. You got Elon Omar. I mean, I see. I can't believe what I watch. I can't believe it, Brian. I can't really believe it. And I think that this was the greatest announcement of all. And my opinion is that we're going to attack the nuclear. Listen,
this is what Trump's doing is If it's not, it's very dangerous. Things could escalate. But I think this has been a long time in the making. I believe that President Trump has already had discussions with Iran and all the other Islamic countries about this long before yesterday.
1948, the year I was born, okay? This has been wrong since. This is going on every 10 to 20 years. This starts over and over and over, even to the point where Israel gave every inch of that land over Gaza over to them in, I think it was 2001. But look, it never stopped. How many times were they getting bombed? About 4 years. Even when President Trump was in power, by the way, they were still launching rockets into Israel. Israel's got. You imagine living in an apartment, your house right now. Can you imagine you and your wife every day having to go into a bomb shelter?
No, it's crazy.
You can't imagine
it's insane over there. All right, Richie. Well, you made some good points. Good to talk to you.
Have a great day, buddy.
All right, take care. See, the show goes on. We got everything going here. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, hi. This is Diana from Brevard County.
Hey.
Hi. Well, I don't understand what's going on this morning with this call is way ahead of Richie there or whatever.
Well, what's on the radio station's internet is down, so they can't connect with me. So I'm just live streaming on YouTube right now. The show, they're running a best of on the radio.
Oh, I must be on the radio. I don't know where I am, but
yeah. Well,
so anyway, this thing with the United States taking over Gaza, this has been going on for months and months. Trump has hinted at it for weeks at least, if you will listen to him. Mm-hmm. And it was reported in Wall Street Journal.
He's mentioned it before. Yesterday was not the first time I heard him mention it. He mentioned it recently.
Yeah, it's been going on for a while, but it's been kept a secret, and it's been going on thought about since the late summer. Mm-hmm. And but so I get Gaza belongs to Israel technically. Yes, they can. No,
they gave Gaza years ago to the Palestinians in one of the failed peace deals, and I remember when they did that, those who were opposed to it said it's like having an aircraft carrier for terrorists to attack Israel, and that's what it became. Right. And it's and President Trump has said. First person, there's no peace deals not possible. These Islamic terrorists are never going to stop killing Jews, so we're going to take it over and get out and move them. And I know that sounds nuts. It's radical thinking, and we're gonna. I'm surprised we haven't heard it already, but maybe we will today. The Trail of Tears with the Indians. We'll probably start to hear that.
Oh, I can't imagine. But so, what is it? What is in it for Israel though? Why would they want us to take it over? Because
they want to stop being killed. They want to stop. They want to live in peace and not fear. They
think by having us there, it's going to be better than them taking it over.
A friend of mine's daughter is going to college in Israel. Our travel agent, Ian, that does our cruises from Cruise and Travel Depot, his daughter just started her freshman year of college in Israel. It's like a fortress. It's like surrounded by like a army. I mean, it's so dangerous to live in Israel. It's not like living here in Florida. And they want to live. The whole purpose of Israel is so that Jews have a place to live and not live in fear. And I would like to think that most people in the Middle East want peace too.
Well, yeah. So a lot of people now, like Iran says, they can fix the nuclear thing.
Of course.
But really, ideally is that the people in Iran are going to revolt against the government and overthrow them.
Yeah, they've been saying that for years, but the government's got the army. I mean, what do they got? Young students? What are they going to do? They just don't no. Remember the government of Iran, they became the government through a student revolution in 79. They know how those things work, so they know how to prevent another one from happening to them, like it happened with the Shah's regime. But,
I just want to know, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to know what is really going to happen with the Gazans and where they're going to go. They need to get out of there, and they need to get out of Judea and Samaria and just...
They're going. Trump's going to relocate them. He said to Egypt and to Syria.
And they need. Well, they're Egyptian and Jordanian mostly.
Yeah, those are a lot. These countries were fake countries. These borders were set up by the European powers after the First World War. So
yeah, they made a lot of mistakes with that.
Yeah, so these countries, the borders really don't mean a lot to a lot of these Muslims in the Middle East. But there's Palestinians in these other Muslim countries, a lot of them. There's already Palestinians in Syria. There's already Palestinian communities in Egypt and these other countries. So that's what they're talking.
Except let's not forget there really is no such thing as a Palestinian.
Well, I don't know.
Something made up by Arafat.
The whole thing of the word games aren't going to get us anywhere. I mean, they that's what they identify as. I mean, did you see this mob of them out in front of the White House last night? My goodness, it was terrifying. I mean,
yes, and what are they going to date?
Well, Trump said he's going to deport these radicals. These yeah.
They should have sent ICE there last night and check everybody.
Well, believe me, they got everyone's photograph. I'm sure they're doing some checking now. There may be some roundups from that. That was insane.
I follow all the big Jewish accounts on X, and let me tell you, they're ecstatic that Trump wants to take over Gaza.
It's really, if you go through Trump's life, he has always been anti-war. He was against the war in Vietnam. He was against the war in Iraq. So I don't think we haven't got a lot of details, but I don't think Trump's talking about a U.S. military invasion of Gaza. I really do believe that he is holding over Iran and these other countries a lot of things to get them to cooperate.
The money is coming from Qatar.
Won't be anymore. It's going to all get cut off.
I hope so.
And it's going to happen quick. Trump is not wasting any time. Listen, he's got 4 years, but he knows in this first year is where he's probably going to have the most power, especially the first 6 months. So all these things are happening quick. We're not going to be waiting years to find out what's going to happen. He's just going to do it. And I don't. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm listening. This is great.
It's awesome. All right. Well, you're in Brevard County?
Yeah.
I didn't. What's the county just south of you and north of you?
St. Lucie
is south of you.
No, Sebastian is still Brevard, I think. Brevard County is 70 miles long.
Oh, I didn't realize we reached Brevard County on the radio. I didn't know that.
Oh well, I always get you on YouTube.
Oh, you watch on YouTube, okay?
But that's how I found you. You randomly came up in my feed in November 2020.
Wow.
And so Daytona is like an hour and 15 minutes. No, I'm in Cape Canaveral.
Oh, you're in Cape Canaveral. Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Elon launched another rocket this morning from Cape Canaveral. I saw.
Oh, I was sleeping, but yeah, Titusville is just above us.
Oh, okay, I know where you are. Well, listen, I appreciate hearing from you. You're a good caller. You should call more often.
Okay, thank you. Have a great day.
All right, take care. Yeah, a very nice lady and a very good caller. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, hi. Good morning, Brian. Danielle calling from Michigan.
Hey, Danielle, what's up?
Good morning. Just a couple quick comments. In regards to the Gaza, this is something that just didn't happen. This is something I feel that has been planned out, and I'm okay with it. I think this could possibly be a way to get the people of Iran to overthrow their government. This could be a possible step in doing it. As you can tell, Trump doesn't want war. I just feel that this is probably the best move. I really do. I mean, it was a little shocking, kind of like, okay, interesting, but
well, what Trump has said is that there's no hope for peace. So this is what we're doing, and I think that's the way it is. All right, I just got notice from the radio station that we are going to be on the air in just a couple of minutes on the radio that they got the problem worked out. So that's good.
Oh, great.
That's good. All right. But we still have time. I got 2 minutes until we're on the radio.
I just feel this might be a way of an uprising, maybe in Iran. We're not against the people. We're not against the people there. So who knows? But this has been well thought out. This isn't just
absolutely.
This is a well thought out plan that they have, and
I think that I truly believe when Netanyahu came to Mar-a-Lago a few months ago before the election that that's when they I think they hashed out the deal. I think they talked about this then. I think Trump told him this is what he was going to do then. This is not the kind of thing you do over a phone where you have the deep state listening. He wanted to do this in person. So I think if you remember, Netanyahu flew into Florida. He landed in Fort Lauderdale and went to Mar-a-Lago, and it was a little strange. And I think this is when he told Netanyahu, when I'm reelected, this is what we're going to do.
I feel the same way. This is nothing that was done in a hurry or rush.
Yeah.
This is, and
Well, listen, I'm gonna run because I'll give you the last word because I got to get ready to be on the radio.
You have a great day. Okay.
All right. Take care. All right, we're gonna be on the radio in less than a minute. So if you're on hold, hang in there. And if you've already called in, I will lift the 1 call per day rule for those of you that already called in. If you want to call back and be on the radio, but we are going to be on the air at 6:34, which is 40 seconds from now. So I'm going to have to start all over for the radio audience, but that's okay. You guys got a bit of a secret show, and I came on early. I've been on the air already for 47 minutes, so you got almost an hour of an exclusive show here. All right, so at 30 and 15 seconds, we'll be live on the radio. If you're on hold, stand by. Welcome to the program, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. On the radio since 1977, celebrating 48 years on the radio. All right. We got a lot to cover on the radio today. Your calls are certainly welcome. A lot has happened since I went to bed last night. A lot's happened. We are going to talk about Gaza, but a lot of other big things have happened as well. And I'm calling this the Gaza Lago plan. I know there's every name in the book, but I like Gaza Lago the best. I know people are, saying MAGA strip. There's all kinds of variations, and they're all cute and funny. But I kind of like Gaza Lago. I'm calling it the Gaza Lago plan. And President Trump's, it's done. It is U.S. policy. The President of the United States announced yesterday that the United States will be taking control of Gaza. That's it. We're going to take control of it. We're going to deport everyone there, bulldoze it, rebuild it, and make it the Riviera of the region. I mean, that's it. It is done. So whether or not we are going to do it or not, that's not up for debate. And Trump does not play around. He's going to do it quick. This is now... I want to hear your thoughts on this, okay? And my thoughts, I may be wrong, but and maybe my idea is insane of what's going on here. Maybe my idea is radical. I don't know. But this is what my take on the whole thing is. If you're on hold, hang in there. We'll get to the phones in a few minutes. President Trump, what he said yesterday was this. There's no peace deal to be made. These Islamic terrorists are never going to stop killing Jews. And the October 7th attack on Israel was medieval in nature. It was worse than even medieval. It was 100% barbaric. It was like something that would happen before there was civilization. That attack was so brutal. And Hamas is promising to do it again bigger. And these idiots and monsters and anti-Semites that support the Hamas terrorists act as if this is a legitimate grievance that they have on with Israel, like the attack was justified. Even in a state of war, how do you justify an attack on a music festival with a bunch of kids, and then you rape and murder everyone and take some back as prisoners and slaves? This is crazy. And what the Palestinians, what Hamas are doing, they've lost the war, and they want to say, okay, we lost the war, we'll stop, let's have a ceasefire and go back to normal and rebuild their organization. And Trump says, this is enough. How many peace agreements that are going to, in any agreement we make is not going to work. So we're taking it, and we're deporting them all to Egypt and Syria, where there are already large populations of Palestinian people. Okay? And I understand it's a bold, radical idea, but this is what I think President Trump has done. This is not something I believe he came up with on the cuff. I think this has been in the planning for months. I believe that Netanyahu's entire visit for the White House was for this announcement. Okay? I think that President Trump and Netanyahu, I think President Trump had planned this a long time ago. And before the election, when President Trump was still running for president, if you remember, Netanyahu came to visit President Trump at Mar-a-Lago. Was that before or after the election when Netanyahu came to Mar-a-Lago? I can't remember. I remember they shut down all the roads. He flew into Fort Lauderdale and took the turnpike from Fort Lauderdale to Mar-a-Lago, which is a bit of a drive, even with the road shut down. The airport down the street is where all the Palestinian Muslim terrorist supporters were ready to protest. So he landed in Fort Lauderdale. It was pretty brilliant on Netanyahu's part. But I think this is something so big, he didn't want to tell Netanyahu, even on a secured phone call. Yeah, it was before the election, because even on a secured phone call, you got the deep state listening, and they leak everything out. So I think this is something he wanted to tell Netanyahu in person at Mar-a-Lago. And who knows, they might have gone into some room where he knows it's safe to talk. It's such a big deal. So this is something that's been in the making. Yesterday, prior to Netanyahu arriving at the White House, and did you notice how so much of what happened at the White House yesterday wasn't live but pre-recorded, including the Oval Office executive order signing ceremony? We didn't see it live. The first meeting with Netanyahu with the sit-down, that was not live. That was pre-recorded. You know, that's all security. And President Trump signed a whole bunch of executive orders. And in that stack of executive orders, and he also made he made two very strong threats to Iran. The one that everyone's talking about is he told Iran, and he said it several times, that if they try to take him out again or another leader, their country would be wiped out, obliterated, be completely wiped out. He said if they were to get him, he's left instructions behind to obliterate Iran. You imagine? And someone may say, well, he won't be around. It'd be JD's call. But everybody knows the instructions are there, and that would be the expectations of the people. But then when he went on to sign the executive orders, one of the executive orders that President Trump signed was an order that would bankrupt Iran, shutting down their entire oil industry. And we've got a lot of power over their oil industry, not just with 100% embargoes, but because of our energy output ability here in the United States, Iran would be out of business and bankrupt. They lose money, they'll lose power, okay? He did that in expectation of this. This is my opinion, okay? This isn't what Trump said, but I'm putting the pieces together. He did these things with Iran earlier in the day with the executive order signing event that became a press conference as a buildup, foreshadowing the announcement with Netanyahu that we're taking over Gaza later in the day. Hamas and all of the Islamic terrorism in the world is paid for by Iran. Iran has incredible amounts of power over these people because they fund it 100%. And I promise you, they keep control of them by not giving them too much money at a time. So it's not like Hamas and these other terrorists have bank accounts or wads of cash that are going to get them by for any period of time. They wouldn't need Iran if they did that. So what President Trump's plan is, and this is a well thought out plan, he believes that he can get Iran and other countries in the Middle East to help us clear out Gaza. Now, they're not going to openly help us. They're not going to openly help Israel. They're still going to be out there with their anti-Semitic rhetoric, and all this stuff, and attacking us. But in secret, they're going to, when I say they, Iran is going to help us relocate the people of Gaza. And the rest of the Middle East will too, because they want peace. It's a pretty brilliant and bold plan. I want to hear your thoughts on all of it. Our number is toll-free 1-888-465-2631. Let's hear your thoughts on all of it. One, your thoughts on my take on it certainly are welcome, but do you think what Trump, and by the way, it's done. It's policy. He announced it. He says, we are doing this. It's done. Okay? Do you think it's a good idea? Yes or no? And your thoughts on the entire announcement, as well as my analysis of what Trump is doing. All that's welcome. A lot of other things happened too yesterday that are some pretty big things that we're going to get to as well. But I want to start with President Trump's Gaza plan. Our number is toll-free 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. My name is Brian Craig. We're going to take our break and be right back. Great. Awesome. Now, I want to tell you guys that if you're in the state of Florida and you need roof replacement or repair for any type of structure, residential, commercial, municipal, a church, a school, a warehouse, your house, call Tom Laporta at Laporta Roofing. He'll never sell you a roof you do not need. He can handle the job of any size, too, whether it's a single-family home or an HOA condo community with 350 units. He can handle the job of any size. And he also works with every type of roofing material there is as well. Now, his website is laportaroofing.com, but I'm going to give you his cell phone number, which you can call and text. His cell phone number is not the number that's on the website. So you guys, our listeners, you get the special number. And this is Tom Laporta's cell phone number. And every time you hear me do a little message from Tom Laporta at Laporta Roofing, I just go to my phone because he and I was just texting with Tom this morning before he just texted me a few minutes ago. I just go to my text and pull up my most recent text with Tom, and there's his number right there on my text, 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602 for Tom Laporta at Laporta Roofing. All right, give him a call. You can text him too. Nope. Okay, and we are going to be back shortly in about 90 seconds. We'll be back live on the radio. Now, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, guys. This is most definitely where MAGA comes to talk. I got to turn the air down, though. It is hot. And if you're already subscribed, please like and share. Be right back. Gotta turn the air down. It's hot. if you are on hold, stand by. I'll go to the phones after the break. But that's most definitely what Trump's plan is. We'll be back in less than a minute. It's got to be done. There's no peace plan possible. There's no peace plan possible. There just isn't. We'll be back in about 30 seconds live. Our numbers, if you want to call in, the number is pinned in the live chat. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. All right, so we're talking about the Gaza Lago plan, which is huge. I'll take another call or two, then we'll get into some more details. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Michael, what's up?
You know, the germination for this idea probably got started because Biden got us back into the Iran deal, and Hamas is a proxy for Iran.
Yeah, but Trump had. Yeah, you're right. Trump had Iran almost bankrupt, and then all of a sudden Biden makes them rich again with the Iran deal and the oil, and the next thing you know, terrorism's all over the world.
Biden gets us back into that deal. That's number one. And then I remember what was a year and a half ago, whenever it was, Netanyahu had flew in to have a meeting with Biden, right?
Yeah, that's true. And I remember once actually when Obama was president. This was crazy. Remember Netanyahu once visited the White House when Obama was president, and he had a call from Israel, which was an important national security issue, and Netanyahu would not take the call at the White House because he didn't trust the Obama White House not to listen in and sabotage whatever the conversation was about. Remember that? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
All right. Montana, Mark.
Hey, Mark. What's on your mind?
You know, I've been listening to you now for 3.5 some years, and I've always was interested in hearing Richard, the bus driver, and Mike from Louisiana, but I listen to Richard, and I see a little bit of my personality and how he goes off. But when I listen to you, you kind of get to the point where Trump is a successful businessman. And it's kind of like to run the government. If you're successful at a business, that can go into government.
Yeah, and that's true. Well, you know what Trump knows, and this is how if you notice how he deals with people, these leaders around the world, all of them, they care power and the money. They all want money. And if you notice, Trump's deals that he always makes with foreign countries always involve money, and them making lots of it because that's what they care about. Look at our corrupt leaders that are freaking out over the U.S. aid being shut down because that's how they get paid. So when he talks about turning Gaza into the MAGA Strip and the Riviera and all this stuff, he's telling these people how rich they can be if they cooperate.
And over time, I see Trump as just trying to work out a compromise between America and what country he works with. Because it was President Trump who walked into North Korea.
That's right. And what he told Kim Jong-un, I'm sure, is, look how wealthy they are in South Korea. That could be you.
And it's like he said this today, that Trump is probably working with the higher ups in the government, not the terrorists. So
yeah, the media, because the media have Trump derangement syndrome, and Trump derangement syndrome is hate, and hate clouds your mind and your thinking, and they haven't put any of this stuff together. They hate Jews, they hate Israel, they hate Trump, and they haven't put together what he did earlier with Iran, I believe the media, they think Trump just came up with this yesterday on the fly after he met with Netanyahu for a few minutes. This is something that has been in the planning stages for months, and I'm sure he's had conversations with many of the key people to make sure it happens. This is not something he just, okay, we're going to go take Gaza. No, that's not what happened yesterday. There's no way.
Listening to you and you talk about Star Trek, I started watching Star Trek again. And they play their chess games with the 4 different levels going on. I think Trump is a very genius chess player.
Absolutely. Well, hey, listen, I appreciate the call. So let me, if you'd like to call in, our number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. Oh, by the way, Elon Musk launched 2 rockets yesterday. And I saw them both. There was one last night. I was doing a live stream on my back porch on YouTube, and I just found out, I didn't even know that he was launching another rocket, and I climbed up on my roof with everyone watching me on YouTube, and we watched it. He launched another rocket this morning, early this morning. This guy, he's a genius working for Trump. So this is President Trump making the announcement at the press conference.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it, too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area. Do a real job. Do something different. Just can't go back. If you go back, it's going to end up the same way it has for 100 years.
Yeah. And, the thing about all this Palestinian-Israeli conflict, the names change. Some of the players' main organization may change, but it's all the same. It's always Iran. It's never going to end. So what is President Trump to do? He could very easily, he's just got one term. What he's done is amazing, what he's doing here with Gaza. He only has this one term left. He could easily get the players at the table and get an agreement that would last his term and pass it off to whoever the next president is, and then things will blow up again after he's gone down the road, because that's just what's going to happen. There's never, all that would happen, there would be peace temporarily, and then boom, it would all start over again. It's a cycle. And that would be easy for him to do. But he's chosen to do something so outside the box and radical that no one ever even considered before. And it seems, we didn't get a lot of details, but it seems that Gaza is going to either become a U.S. territory or an international zone that belongs to no one, but is a protectorate of the United States. That is, who would have thought of such a thing? Now, you got to ask, these countries around the world, these other countries in the Middle East, do they want peace? I would say yes, they do. Now, I know what I want, and that's a good night's sleep. I don't sleep that many hours a night. If you guys follow me online, you'll notice that I get up in the early hours of the morning. I spend hours doing show prep every morning before the show goes live at 6 a.m. And I get a few short hours of sleep. But those few short hours of sleep I get are well-rested sleep because I've got all the MyPillow. I've got I got a MyPillow mattress, a mattress topper, the MyPillow sheets, the MyPillows themselves, the MyPillow slippers, the MyPillow robes, MyPillow pet beds, the MyPillow towels. I've got the MyPillow neck pillow when you're traveling, or some people wear it in a movie theater. I've been to a movie theater in about 7 years, but if I did, I got it. And I've got all the MyPillow products. And You know, the thing about the My Pillow and the My Pillow products, they're all incredibly high quality. I've never had sheets, towels, and pillows that last. You know, I've had my first My Pillow for many, many years, and I have all the different My Pillows now. I can't tell which one was the original and which was the most recent we got, because everything Mike Lindell makes is of high quality. The sheets, the towels, they last and last and last. That's why the My Pillow comes with a 10-year warranty. Who ever heard of a pillow coming with a 10-year warranty? So there's huge specials going on right now at mypillow.com with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. But it's also free shipping site-wide. That's right. On all orders, no matter how small, no matter how large. I was saying yesterday, and I'll say it again today because I think it illustrates the point, you can buy a pair of the My Pillow socks and get free shipping. It's free shipping on all orders. No gimmicks, no conditions. Free shipping on all orders, plus the huge discounts going on with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. It's a great deal. The free shipping will not last for long. When it's over, it'll be over. I'll get no notification. They'll either call or email me first thing in the morning. I'll get it before I go on the air, and I'll tell you. So go to mypillow.com and take advantage of this free shipping offer. And with the few hours of sleep I get every night, do I sound well rested to you? I think I do, and it's because those few hours I get are well rested. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. And, of course, free shipping. Okay, so we're going to continue talking about what's going on in Gaza, but there were some other big things that happened yesterday that I'm going to start sprinkling in the next hour as the show goes on. But, you know, the media, they just can't keep up. Jessica Tarloff was talking about this on The Five. President Trump is making so many moves, so many big moves, the media and the Democrats can't even respond. The media are still responding to U.S. aid. Doge went to the FBI yesterday. You know, I mean, they've already moved on, but they're still on U.S. aid. You know, these executive orders, this announcement yesterday, U.S. aid. President Trump's about to sign 2 more executive orders. One, banning transgender men from playing in ladies' sports, and another one, he's about to sign an executive order shutting down the Department of Education. It's gone. It's over. Any one of these things is a story so big, a move so large, that it would command a news cycle for 2 or 3 weeks. But he's doing so many big moves so fast, they can't even keep up with it. And there's been so much breaking news. I've been watching the cable news a little bit more than I normally would because of the breaking news. And the anchors, they don't even have anything to talk about, even with all this news going on, because things are happening too fast for them to process them live on the air. So it's just not boom, 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 just nonstop huge news. All right, 1 hour down, 2 to go. You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 48 years on the radio. I'm Brian Craig. We'll take our break for the top of the hour and be back with more after this. Okay, if you're on hold, hang in there. We'll be back in about a minute. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. All right, we'll be back in 30 seconds. Less than 30 seconds, actually. If you're on hold, hang in there. I'm going to go to the phones in a moment. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. Hour number 2 has begun of the Steve Kane Show. If you're on hold, hang in there. Of course, we're talking about what I'm dubbing the Gaza Lago plan. I know there's all kinds of cute and clever names about it, but that's what I'm calling it. And it's about time. I mean, that somebody's doing something to stop this endless cycle of war and terrorism. You know, and Trump's doing it. So that's what we're talking. A lot of other things have happened. I'll start to sprinkle some of those in. But let's go take some more calls. First, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff. You're
from
on
Jacksonville.
Jeff in Jacksonville. What's on your mind?
What's on my mind? All right. Now, before you hang up, answer my question. What is Trump doing to lower my grocery bills, and what is Trump doing to lower the price of gas?
Well, the gas,
which he ran on.
Gas prices have already gone down. I've noticed.
Really? I'm paying $3.30 here in Jacksonville.
$3.30? What is that? Is that super
Yes,
regular?
I'm sorry?
Is that super unleaded? What is that?
No, that's regular unleaded.
Well, then you're going to the wrong gas station. You know, there's gas.
No,
it's excuse me, it is not. You know, the gas stations, you know, they set prices based on neighborhoods, and the neighborhood I live in, okay, and I don't live in the fanciest of neighborhoods, but it's a nice neighborhood. There's a gas station down the street that the gas is always 10, 20, 30 cents more a gallon than if I go down the road into the not-so-nice neighborhood. It's still a nice neighborhood, but not quite as nice, and it's cheaper. If you're paying that much money for regular unleaded, you're going to the wrong gas station. In Florida, no way.
What are you paying a gallon?
Under $3. For regular.
Really?
For super, it's a little over $3. I don't know the exact number for the super.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
but it's under
okay.
$3. I'm paying like $2.90 or something for regular. One of my cars I put regular in, one I pay super. The super's over $3, but the regular's under $3.
Okay.
So there's your answer.
So
prices are already coming down.
Well, the prices were at before the prior administration. The prices were coming down. But if the gas prices are different in your area than it is in my area, and we live in the same state.
They're different in neighborhoods. Gas prices change in neighborhood to neighborhood. The local gas stations price the gas based on what the neighborhood will tolerate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So still, my question, what is the president doing?
I already gave you, other that you asked me when it's coming down, I give you an example. So now you're like, well, other than that, everything is based on gas prices.
It's not an example. It's not.
It
an
is.
Example
Gas is down.
The price was at that price. The price was at that price, $2.80. It bounced between $2.89 to $3.
No, it's gone. It's gone down. It's gone down since Inauguration Day, and it's going to continue to go down.
So what about my grocery? What about my rent? The things that
your rent.
What?
How is President Trump going to get your landlord to lower your rent?
Oh, but this is the things. But this. But
No, he never promised to lower your rent. He never promised to lower your rent. If you own a he did not promise to lower your rent. Are you out of your mind?
My God!
Excuse me? How can President Trump get your landlord to lower your rent? How does that work?
Property taxes.
No, it doesn't matter. You can't make a landlord lower their rent if your property taxes are done by the county. Okay, and the county you're in Jacksonville. The county you're in you don't even pay property taxes. You're a renter.
But the value of the homes, and that's what the rent is based on. The value.
No, it's
of the
not.
Homes in the area.
The value, the rent. No, it's not. You're not a home.
When I moved down here, when I moved down here, houses were the average price for a house was $150.
Yeah.
And that was 10 years ago. Now the average house is $350.
Well, you should have bought one then instead of being a renter. Rent is not rent is not rent. I've lived in my house over 20 years. Rent is not based on the property taxes or the home value. Rent is based.
Yes,
no, it is not. No, it's not.
Excuse me. During COVID, the prices of the houses up here went up.
That's got nothing to do with rent. The reason that slow down for a second. I'm trying to explain to you, okay? But you got to stop waiting to talk and listen. Home values and rents.
What?
The value of homes and rents. I'm going to tell you what they're based on. I'm going to start with rents because you're a renter, okay? Rent is based on whatever the property owner can get for it. You might find that if you're in a place that has multiple units, people pay different rents. An owner is going to get as much as the market will allow them to get for their rent. That's what determines it. Same with housing prices are based on supply and demand. Florida, we were overrun with people during and after 2020. So there was a housing shortage for both buyers and renters. And housing prices have gone up. Hold on. No, I got you. Okay, housing prices have gone up that I couldn't, you hear me say this a lot. I couldn't afford to move into my own neighborhood now. I've lived here over 20 years, but there's a guy down the street who has a Porsche that cost about as much as I paid for my house 20 years ago, right? I could not afford to move into my own neighborhood now, but I'm already here and I've been here for a long time, so I got a good deal, okay? So there's nothing President Trump could do to bring your rent down. Did you give up? All right. I guess he gave up. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian, Vincent Wellington. How's it going?
Vince, I mean, this guy was just talking to. He said Trump promised to bring down his rent. What's that about?
Yeah. What? I don't know what these leftists think that they were supposed to be getting from our Republican president, but we elected him to kick out every illegal immigrant.
Exactly.
And for us to stop paying for people's rent in this country.
Exactly.
Probably like we do for this guy that just called. He's probably a senior citizen. He probably gets food stamps, and he probably gets help and assistance, just like the rest of the Democrats that live in Jacksonville.
Well, I'll tell you the thing about the rent prices. I mean, I went to Jacksonville last year and was almost killed on the streets of Jacksonville. I wouldn't live anywhere near that place. I may never go to Jacksonville again. If you go online, you can. I was making a YouTube video in downtown Jacksonville early in the morning, and a thug started following me. He was going to rob me. It was like it was really scary. And if you look the video up, it just look up Brian Craig Jacksonville. It might say I almost died making this video is what I think I titled it. And so get out of Jacksonville, man. It's dangerous unless you're a thug that likes to rob people. Yeah. Then then it's safe.
I haven't seen a gas price down here over $4 in a couple days now. So I don't know what that guy's talking about. Like even for super unleaded, it's less than $4.
I pay. In one of my cars, I've got to buy super. Okay, so it's over $3. Right. But I have another car that's old. I put regular in it, and it's like $2.90, something like that. It's under $3.
Yeah, I seen it for $2.94 yesterday, so I don't know what that guy's talking about.
Yeah.
But
well,
these people are going to find what they're going to grasp onto whatever they can grasp onto. And if you notice, that's the talking point for the left right now. Oh, how come prices aren't dropping? How come inflation isn't going down? Oh, it's only been 15 days, guys. Why don't you get your head out of your butt? You know?
Yeah, I know.
So, I mean, that's all I wanted
but
to
you know,
say.
but I'll tell you, with the Democrat callers though, Vince, this is the thing. They always ask, what's the government going to do for me? Right now it's Trump, right? So what's the government going to do for me? It's really upsetting to hear a Floridian talk that way. You know, you see these areas that are hit by natural disasters and they're waiting for FEMA. In Florida, we don't wait for FEMA. You know, like when we have a hurricane, I've got a generator that can power my house. I've got a brand new central air conditioning system. I had to get one recently, but I have a wall unit. I have a wall unit in my bedroom. And the reason I have a wall unit in my bedroom is in case we lose power during a hurricane, I still have AC in my bedroom. I go and load up on gas. I do everything, you know. And these other places, they wait for the government. You know, I'm my own FEMA.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if you don't have a plan of action, then
you're a Democrat.
Screwed up pretty bad.
Yeah.
You know?
And this guy guy thinks that Trump is going to lower his rent, promised to lower his rent. How do you do that?
That's only going to happen if we can get the prices of the houses to drop. That's not going to happen in any type of organic way. The only way that goes down is if we get rid of people that are here squatting.
Well, one of the reasons that rents are high throughout the country is because Gen Z, who are they're the ones that have the kids in elementary school now. Gen Z, right? The mid-20s. They don't buy houses. Right. They're not, the Gen Z are not interested in home ownership. They want to blow their money on vacation so they can fill up their Instagram wall, you know. And that generation is not into buying houses. They're into renting. So there's a shortage of rental properties. And the market is dictating the price of that. That's why rents are high. You know, I got to tell you that I know people that rent, okay, that rent 1 and 2 bedroom apartments in Florida, and their rent is more than my whole monthly expenses on my house that I own.
Exactly, and that's what we're facing if we don't sort of rectify this situation of what they've flooded our country with people that are taking our jobs, and we don't even know what jobs they're taking because they fall off the map after 5 years.
Well, these illegals are taking up a lot of the rental properties, yes, and driving the rents up too, yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, good to hear. Good call. Yeah. I'll give you the last word. We're up against a break.
No, that's why I called in, because that guy doesn't realize that nothing's going to happen overnight. Everything that Trump is doing is for the betterment of America and all Americans, not just for the ones that got their hand out and their tongue out.
Yeah.
That's all.
All right. Take care. Good call. Right. Good call. Brought some good points. If you're on hold, stand by. It's the Steve Kane Show. My name is Brian Craig. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. Back after this. Good call from Jacksonville. He got disconnected. He may call back. If he calls back, I'll talk to him. Oh, man. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Oh, great calls, though, today. I like that guy from Jacksonville. If you disagree with me, you are more than welcome to call in. I do not mind people calling in disagreeing with me. I love it. You are welcome to challenge me. I have no problem. Doesn't mean we're going to end up agreeing, but I don't mind talking to a lot of people that listen to this show used to be Democrats, and after listening year after year, they finally wake up and get red-pilled. So you are always welcome to call me, regardless of your political background. Absolutely. Now, if you're new, make sure you subscribe. And if you already subscribed, do me the favor of liking the video and sharing it on your socials if you don't mind. Okay. We're a little behind on our schedules because we had some technical issues at the radio station. Okay. Just heard from Mike. We'll be back on the radio in 2 minutes. In 2 minutes. So if you're on hold, stand by. One minute. We'll be back. 1 minute. Great day. Great day. $30. All right, stand by. 10 seconds. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Well, we got a lot on the table today. Some great calls. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Hey, Doug.
Leave it up to President Trump with a brilliant developer's mind to come up with this great idea. Hopefully, it'll go okay because, those people over there, the Palestinians hate America, they hate Israel, and I don't know if they're going to be trying to bomb the places, but hopefully he'll clean it all out and the people finally realize that it may be.
Well, here's the thing: the Hamas and the terrorists are just patsies for Iran, and Trump laid the law down to Iran yesterday. That's why I stand by my theory that Iran is secretly going to help us take over Gaza.
That's a good idea. I'm thinking that the old people who were hating America, now the younger people are saying, he's trying to do the right thing, and maybe they'll finally accept it.
Yeah.
Because this idea that it's our land and we want it back. They lost the war. It's not their land anymore, and maybe the young people will start saying, enough is enough.
When you attack another country in an unprovoked attack, Japan on Pearl Harbor and Germany and World War I and II, you lose land, and things are done to stop you from being able to make war in the future. We still occupy Germany and Japan, all these years, like 80 years later.
Yeah. Well, this is the deal we made with them, and we'll keep our deals. Yeah, but I can't believe he came up with it, man. To come up with an idea like that, he must have been thinking about this, like you said, for years, because this is something that is next to impossible thing to even think about, and he comes up with it.
That's
What
right.
a great development this is going to be.
That's
I'm
right.
looking forward to seeing what they're going to do. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic.
Absolutely. All right, Conservative Doug, good to hear from you.
Have a good one.
All right, take care. He's a good guy. All right, our number 1-888-465-2631. Now, the Gaza Lago plan. Do you guys like Gaza Lago? I like it. I know some call it the MAGA Strip. There's all kinds of great. I saw some people were texting me this morning. What are some of the names that I've seen it called? Let's see here. MAGA Aza, Gaza Lago. Yeah, I like Gaza Lago. The Gaza Lago deal is what I'm trying to get at. It's some of these are too much of a tongue twister and hard to pronounce. I think Gaza Lago is the best name for the deal. Now, some other big moves have happened. What President Trump has been doing, big move after big move, and there are so many major stories breaking with this president. Even I'm having a hard time keeping up. Listen to this. The CIA has offered buyouts to their entire staff. Listen to this. The CIA has offered buyouts to their entire workforce in a bid to align President Trump's ambition and to purge government departments. They've offered buyouts to the entire staff of the CIA. Everyone, from the janitors up to the top spies. CIA agents who accept the buyout conditions would receive 8 months of pay along with all their benefits and entitlements in exchange for their resignations. By the way, those that have pensions, that would include their pension. 2 million federal employees were last week offered a generous buyout under the Trump administration, and this is another one. A CIA spokeswoman told she can get the buyout too. Told the Wall Street Journal that the decision to offer the buyout broadly across the whole department was part of an effort to infuse the agency with renewed energy. The agency is also, the CIA, freezing all job hiring, and any conditional offers already sent out have been paused. Many of those are likely to now be rescinded, according to insiders. The report of buyout offers is in line with the massive makeover of the U.S. government. It goes on. The newly appointed CIA director, John Ratcliffe. I like John Ratcliffe. To me, John Ratcliffe, when you see him on TV, he looks like one of the guys that work in Mad Men at the advertising agency. I don't know. He looks like a guy from that time. John Ratcliffe gave a blunt warning after he was sworn in following the inauguration. He vowed to bring about harder-edged spying and covert efforts to tackle drug cartels and Chinese adversaries. This is, some will call this a purge, but if you remember some of the BS that the deep state have pulled, remember when Trump was going to England, he had a conversation with the lady prime minister. She wasn't prime minister for long. I can't remember her name offhand. On Air Force One on the way to England, and by the time he landed, the deep state leaked the conversation out. Because when the president has conversations on the phone, deep state people are listening, like Vindman, who turned Trump in after he talked to Zelensky, to the inspector general, right? So who would have the left, my entire life, the left have been talking about purging the FBI and the CIA. They've always wanted to do this. Now they're against it because Trump's doing what they've been calling for. In fact, I remember I saw this left-wing movie about Kennedy, and it was about what the country would have been like if Kennedy would have finished his term and then been reelected. And one of the first things they did in that liberal movie was he abolished the CIA, and they've always wanted to do that. Now Trump's doing it, and they're upset. I don't get it. The deep state, the government's too big and out of control. That's huge. Then, listen to this. Doge went to the FBI. This is nuts. This was yesterday. The FBI is being forced by Elon Musk's Doge to hand over the names of 5,000 officials who worked on J6 cases. Those officials could face being fired for failing the Trump loyalty test, as what they call it in the press. But, it was reported yesterday the FBI has about 13,000 employees, or I know they have different various things, but almost half of their force was dedicated to Trump in January 6th. And Trump's going to fire them all. Now, they call it revenge and all these things. It's not that. He's getting rid of the political people that are involved in all of these agencies. And for these people to be able to get buyouts and maintain all their government benefits and retirements and everything, this is more than generous, because all these people can still make boatloads of money in the private sector, which most of them want to do anyway. And if they don't take the buyouts, they're going to get fired anyway. A lot of them are going to be fired by Trump before Kash Patel even gets in there. But a lot more of them are going to be fired after he's in there. All right. We're coming up on our bottom of the hour break. If you're on hold, stand by. We don't have time to take any calls before the break. I could just say hello and goodbye to you, okay? So we're going to take our bottom of the hour break. We'll come back with more. See what I mean about so many stories out there? Any one of these stories, the Gaza Lago deal, the FBI purge, the CIA purge, and I haven't even gotten all the things that happened yesterday yet. There's so many. Any one of these is a whole show of discussion. But Trump's got so many balls up in the air, we have to go through them quick. All right. Our number 1-888-465-2631. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back after this. Wesley, thank you. Okay, we have 30 seconds, and we will be back. Welcome, everyone. Yes, Pam Bondi confirmed as Attorney General. That's correct. If you're on hold, hang in there. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. Okay, now I'm calling this the guy. I can't even call it what I want to call it. I can't even get the words out. The Gaza Lago deal. And then Al Knight, who's our weekend guy, he texted me during the break, okay? And he told me how to pronounce this. And this was pretty good, too. You've seen this one spelled M-A-G-A-Z-A, and he told me how it's pronounced. I don't know, is this Yiddish? I don't know, but Magaza. Do you like that? M-A-G-A-Z-L. And he gave me the phonetic spelling, which is Mugaza. Do you like Mugaza? It sounds like that might fit. All right, back to the phones. Of course, President Trump making bold moves. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Justin from West Palm Beach.
Hey, West Palm. What's up?
Hey, so all this stuff going on, the cleaning house, it just goes to show that the president has the power to do this. You know, when the left is in office, they're like, oh, the president doesn't have the authority to do these things. That's BS, because Trump is proving it right now.
Yeah, it's done. This isn't even a debate. He said it's done. The plans have already been made. He didn't just come up with this yesterday. It's done.
Right. And then the gentleman that was calling about the whole housing stuff like that.
The Jacksonville renter.
Yeah. So I'm down in West Palm, like I said. I worked with a home builder at the height of COVID, and the only people buying houses down here were either from up north, or they were, I call them dual citizenship, because they're pretty much just from other countries.
Yeah.
And they just got the money to come and buy these houses. Probably 90% of people buying were either from up north or from another country. And the 10% that were actually from Florida were already loaded, so they had the money to buy these houses. People like myself, probably like you, we can't just go buy a house with the current market.
I could sell my house, right. And go buy another house, but the move's relative. You know what I mean? Because the prices, I'd get a lot more for my house. I've been through these. I've lived in this house so long. I've been in the same house for so many years. I've seen these housing things go up and down. I don't worry about it. You only have to worry when you're going to sell. And I feel bad for renters. I don't know how they do it. Some of the houses in my neighborhood have become rentals, which it wasn't that way before. But people, housing prices are so high. And anytime I find there's a house for rent, I look and see how much it costs. My goodness. I don't know how people do it.
My wife and I were debating for a while just moving to another state, because it was just getting to the point where it's ridiculous.
Well, it's not ridiculous. I don't know how people do it. I mean, if you're married, you probably have 2 cars, and cars are outrageously expensive now. And when I got to tell you, I bought a new car last year. Now, my mother's lived in the same house for 40 years, okay? But my car cost about what my mom paid for her house all those years ago. I mean, I went and looked. I wanted to buy a pickup, and I mean, it's $100,000 for a Ford.
Yeah.
So how can you buy a house or rent and then buy a car? I understand things are high, but a lot of that's supply and demand. There's nothing that politicians can do about housing prices or rentals. That's market determines the value of that.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Appreciate the call. Good call. Yeah, I mean, I feel bad. I don't know how people that rent make it. I just don't know how they do it. I don't want to know because it's some scary stuff going on there. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning again, Brian.
Hey, Richie.
Listen, I want to address this guy who called in from Jacksonville.
The Jacksonville renter.
Okay? Yes, and I'm sure he's still listening. It wasn't about the gas prices, and it wasn't about his stinking rent. It's about Trump. And to show you just how stupid this guy is. First of all, last time I saw a princess wave a wand was in the Wizard of Oz. You remember?
Yes.
When she waved that wand and everything. President Trump does not have a wand. If he was the head of a big company that was losing their behind financially, and they hired him to take over to turn it around, you think he could turn it around in 2 weeks? This guy's a fool. 2 weeks.
Well, it's
what do you expect? 2 weeks.
The thing with prices. Okay, now first off, the eggs. Liberals live on eggs because that's all they talk about. Everybody knows about the bird flu and how that's driven the price of it. Mm-hmm. But even before the election, it's hard to bring prices down. That's it. It's hard to bring some things. Mm-hmm. But, gas goes down so quickly because it's a commodity. It's based on this future supply in the market and all that stuff. But you go to a grocery store, you can't command a grocery store to bring their prices down. You just can't do it.
No. What happens is if people don't buy the product and the product sits on the shelf, it automatically will come down.
That's right.
And it's not, like I said,
it takes time.
It's not about it. These people everything takes time. President Trump has only been there 2 weeks, and like I said, this guy that called up that's not being reasonable. And he sounded like a fool. You got to be reasonable, man. You don't think anybody could turn something around in 2 weeks.
These are
your
Democrats.
Even your rent.
And but the guy is, I don't know if he was, obviously he's a liberal, so there was dishonesty in his comments, but there was also a lot of ignorance. I mean, how does he think any politician's going to bring down his rent? That's not even possible.
That's not what the call. Brian, that wasn't what the call was about. You know what the call was really about? That you stick up for Trump every day, and he wanted to attack you. That was a roundabout attack on you because the guy has nothing. They're going crazy. The Democratic Party is going crazy every day because of what Trump is doing. And now this guy's worried about his gas prices.
And
it'll come down.
This thing with USA. Did you see Colonel Vindman was at the USAID office yesterday trying to get in there? What was Vindman doing at the USAID office yesterday? Elon Musk said he was there to get his bribe money.
They are all scared to death because you hit it on the head yesterday when you had that show about them. They have their money all tied up in it. That's it. Like President Trump says, how much went to this, and then came back into their pocket?
Payoffs, kickbacks. It's kickbacks. That's right.
All corruption.
All right, Richie.
We killed their money.
That's right. Good to talk to you. Yeah, what I was talking about this earlier. That USAID, they can't get off USAID because that's how all the kickbacks happen. See, now we know it's all through you, but that's like 5 stories ago. So much has happened in the last 24 to 48 hours. They can't even, but they can't move off from the USAID because that's their money. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, good morning, Brian. This is Joan from Tampa Bay.
Hey, Joan.
How's it going?
All right.
I'm still on that USAID and how the Democrats are going crazy.
Oh, yes.
And USAID, which is not aid, they were working like they weren't even subject to the government, but using our taxpayer money.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And, I'm sure there's Rhino Republicans on the take with that crap, too.
Yeah.
But they don't want us to know where the money was going.
That's right. Well, we know, exactly. And the reason every Democrat, you notice it's been all Democrat Congress people there griping about it, and that's their money. That's their money and their families and everybody else. Like Ilhan Omar has been freaking out over it. And USAID sends tons of money to Somalia. I wonder if she gets a piece of that.
$2.5 $5 billion
with a
year.
B, billion with a B.
With a B, yeah. So that's why she's
In fact,
up there,
it came out yesterday that a lot of these things we've heard about, but it's being confirmed now because Elon and his team of young geniuses have access to everything now. U.S. aid was funding the lawyers suing Trump.
Yep.
What the heck? What's that about? How's that?
Right.
You know, and I'm so curious to know the people that have been dispersing the funds and running U.S. Aid. We don't know. I want to find out who these people are because they're deep into this.
And AOC calls Elon dumb?
Yes.
No, Elon is like one of the smartest men on the planet.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
And he might not be the best in a certain thing to do, but he knows how to hire the best.
That's right. Yeah, they're really, you know, they're really panicked. He has this team of young geniuses. They're engineers, computer engineers.
Yeah.
And
four guys.
Yeah.
Graduated college, one didn't. Yeah.
And one of them's only 19, and they're freaking out because these guys are such geniuses. They can easily get into these systems and break down what they're doing with the money.
Yeah, where's it going? And most of it stays in Bethesda.
You know what I found out yesterday? This blew me away. You know Charles Schumer, that jerk senator from New York?
Yeah.
His net worth is $81 million. $81 million. You know, he's never had a job outside of government. When he graduated law school, his first job, he was elected to the state government. So how does a guy that's been an elected official his whole life, since like 74, amass a fortune of $81 million? Do you know?
USAID.
Yeah, well, maybe so. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly. All right, appreciate the call, Joe from Tampa Bay. Yeah, we need to find out. Yeah. Oh, man. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll be right back. Okay. We'll be back in 2 minutes. We'll be back live on the radio in 2 minutes. If you're on hold, hang in there. This is Chuck Todd having a meltdown over Elon. I'm going to play that in a minute. I'm going to take another call or two because people have been on hold for a while, but I'm going to play that. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. I'm going to take a call or two. There's many other things to talk about. Steve Kane will be joining us after the top of the hour. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jeff from Maine, Brian.
Hey, Jeff. Great day.
You know, it's a great day.
Yeah? Did we lose you? Oh, we lost Jeff. All right. There you go. We lost you for a second. I heard you say it's a great day, and then we lost you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had my computer on, and I was muting it. The news media can't keep up with what he's doing. They are beside themselves, and these liberals calling in saying Trump's not doing that, doing this. But the price of groceries, you're right, it's going to take a while to come down. I believe they will, because when he gets gas and transportation down, that is going to help everybody.
Well, what will happen is food producers, they'll lower their prices when the fuel prices come down. You know, it takes a while when oil and gas prices go down. It can take a few months for it to get to market on goods that you buy every day, because the things that are on the shelf were paid for with the old prices.
That's right. And it's going to take a year to get the drilling started. The permits have got to go through, and the team set up, and the crews on site. You know, it's a process to start doing that again. Mm-hmm. And I believe President Trump said about a year.
Yeah.
But once that starts, everything's going to change in America. But by then, so much more has already been changed for the better. And the way he's calling these, was it the FBI and CIA? He's telling them, leave. Here's 8 months. All the bad ones are going to take the deal. The only ones that will stay are the good ones, I believe. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think about the Gaza Lago plan? Trump, we're going to make Gaza, I guess, part of the United States.
I don't know how he could do it, but I'm not going to doubt him, because President Trump has said a lot, and it's shaken up everything, because they can't focus on one thing.
No.
Because he's doing so much. And isn't that a great thing?
It's even hard for me. You hear how, any one of these issues, the FBI firings, 5,000 firings are coming. They offered every member of the CIA buyouts. 6,000 have been deported. The Gaza plan, the U.S. aid plan, Doge showed up at the FBI yesterday, and it was doing. Any one of these is a 2-week news cycle story, and that was just yesterday. And
he had all this set up before he got inaugurated. I did.
Yeah.
He had all this stuff in motion. That's how he's playing chess, and these idiots are playing checkers.
That's right.
He's a master, and they just don't know. No one can beat him.
That's
They're not
right.
gonna. And the only ones who's going to win is we, the people.
That's
this
right.
This country is going to be firing on all 8 cylinders, going full throttle, and we're going to have the greatest time under Trump in these next 4 years.
Absolutely.
I am so excited, and to have a show like this and people that, what we went through with 4 years of Biden, I don't even think about that anymore.
Yeah.
I don't even think about it.
All right,
because
Jeff.
It's not even worth looking back.
You're right. Great call. Appreciate the call. Take care, man. All right. Thanks so much. Yeah, very, very good call there. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Nanaimo, British Columbia, Canada.
Oh, yeah. Now, hold on. Give me 1 second here. Hold on. What time? Okay, we got time. Okay, go ahead. British Columbia, your prime minister just surrendered to President Trump in the trade war. Oh, my goodness.
Yes, that's a good thing. But the BC Premier did not. We still have DEI rampant in our college system here at the University of...
Who's your premier? Is your premier the brother of that crackhead, Ford?
No, it's AB.
Oh, whoever that is.
I believe that the conservatives should have...
Oh, we lost.
Things going on in one jurisdiction and on the mainland where if they won another 2 seats, we would have had a conservative government.
Don't worry.
With a little bit.
Don't
more
worry.
common sense.
Canada is going to be on board. I loved Trudeau had this solution. He wanted you to stop buying Florida orange juice. I guess he wanted all of Canada to get scurvy or something.
I think the best one was the Heinz ketchup. That worked pretty good.
The
too.
Heinz ketchup, yeah. Who likes Hunts? We don't like Hunts. Oh, my goodness.
Well, you know what? I was staying in Port Angeles, and the folks at Port Angeles absolutely love and enjoy Canadians, and we enjoy their company being there as well. They know how to handle soldiers as well as we do because they get a hell of a lot of it down there. Only an hour and a half.
Well, listen, I got a bad cell phone connection with you from Canada, but it's good to hear from you. Call back another time. We just got a bad cell connection. Or maybe Trudeau's interrupting the line. Who knows? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. This is Barbara in Baltimore. How are you this morning?
Great, Barbara. How you doing?
Good show. President Trump he's a genius, absolutely, but he's not actually serious about taking over Gaza.
Oh, yeah, he is. Yes, he is.
Well, if I could just finish what I had. This is my thought. Just like he throws things out to get reactions, that's what this is. There's no way President Trump is going to invite suicide bombers to come into the cities like they would.
It's not going to happen.
If we took over Gaza. Come on. Well, I mean, it's not going to happen. Give me a break. These people are tired. They strap bombs on and walk into anything. They kill themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And, so it's not going to happen. I think it's a carrot that's being thrown out. It's a thought for the people there to live in such good surroundings and having things beautiful. But it's not going to be us to take over Gaza. Nation building is over. We've learned our lesson after Afghanistan and Iraq, I think. And they would be here with bombs strapped
No
on.
way. No way.
They're already here.
I told you. Listen,
they're
I was
already here.
Barbara. I was talking
I'm
about this.
telling you,
I was
they
talking
are
about
already
this
here,
earlier.
and they would.
I was talking about this earlier. Trump has
No way in the
Iran is going to help us do it.
Nah, that's not going to happen. But anyway, I just thought I would throw this out there because, it's a pie in the sky kind of thought. And, and I believe what he's doing is stirring the pot like he always does. And he has absolutely no intention of involving us in getting terrorist attacks. Israel is going to take over that area. And that's how that's going to be.
Okay.
So that's what I think.
Okay,
yeah,
so you think President Trump? So you think
to be able to walk the street?
So you think President Trump was lying to us yesterday? You think he just made that up and was lying?
No. Oh no. Was he lying when he said he was going to put the tariffs on? No, he's never lying. He throws out carrots. That's what he does, and that's what this is, in my opinion, because it couldn't possibly work, and it won't work. Not with terrorists. You got people. You know what? The biggest thing they could not offer these people are 17 virgins, okay? You can't beat that, and they have their women enslaved.
Okay.
They're not going to give that up.
We're going to have to we'll find out soon because the move.
We'll disagree.
Yeah. Well, okay. All right, Barbara. Hey, listen, take care. Barbara, great call, Barbara. Let me before I get back to the phones, I want to talk about Jupiter Joe Thomas. Oh, man. When I met Jupiter Joe Thomas and he started telling me about annuities, and for the first time ever, I understood annuities. And he was in studio last week, and I told him this. I've heard people talk about annuities, so-called experts, for years and years and years, and I never could understand them. I talked to Joe Thomas for 60 seconds. He explained annuities to me, and I understood them. They're really amazing. With an annuity, your money is not at risk, no matter what the stock market does. Up, down, your money is always safe. And you could, not only is your money safe, you have guaranteed income for the rest of your life. That's awesome. That's incredibly awesome. And I'd asked him this question. I said, people have different, there's wealthy people, there's middle-class people, there's lower income earners. When they come to you in these different income brackets about annuities, what do they want that's different? He says they all want the same thing, a revenue stream, and they don't want their money at risk. That's right. There's no one out there, no matter what their income level is, that couldn't use another revenue stream, and that's what the annuity will provide you. Joe Thomas is offering to our listeners free phone consultations. And you can take advantage of that no matter where you are in the United States. And I got to tell you, he is a top guy in the industry. You're dealing with a top man here. Joe Thomas is a 5-time qualifying member of the $1 Million Roundtable, which is achieved by fewer than 1% of all financial advisors in the world. So you got a top man in the retirement planning business offering you a free phone consultation. There's a lot of value just in that. Give him a call. Tell him what your situation is. Tell him what your goals are, what you want. He'll ask you some questions, and then Joe Thomas will put together a custom proposal just for you. His number is 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999. That's 561-743-0999. And if you missed the number, go to his website. It's very easy to remember, jupiterjoe.com. jupiterjoe.com. All right, back to our phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. This is Al from Robstown, Texas. Harvey.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing fine today. You know, it's another glorious day of our Trump man up there, and I wanted to ask you something. I wish it's something that he would look at, and I want your opinion. You know, Omar, the one from Somalia, supposedly married your brother, which you probably did. You know, I just pulled up her net worth in 2018. It said it was $48,000. And now her net worth is $18 million.
$18 million?
So, yes.
Wow.
That's what I pulled up, and that's what it said.
That's amazing.
I tell you what, I wish, isn't it? 48,000, 18 million.
You know what? I wish Schumer and her would write a book together. I would buy it and read it on how to become a millionaire. Why don't they share their secrets?
It's called U.S. Aid.
Yes, that's right. Well, but you know something? These people in government that are stealing money through the U.S. Aid, now it's cut off forever.
Yes,
it's cut off forever. And these people live a lifestyle based on that income level, and they plan on having that money coming to them for the rest of their lives. So a lot of that's why all these Democrats are having panic attacks in front of the U.S. Aid office, having these constant speeches. They're in a panic because they're going to be broken, bankrupt, and have to live on that House or Senate salary.
I hope they get into that and get all those rats out of there.
Yeah, listen,
I some cheese.
I gotta run for the break, but thanks for the call, Texas. All right, take care. If you're on hold, hang in there. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. My name is Brian Craig. 2 hours down, 1 to go. Call us on hold, stand by. We'll be back right after our top of the hour break. Hey, what's going on? Okay. Have you been listening? Well, the Gaza thing is the big story. What are you talking about? Oh, okay. Oh, well, what are you going to do? We'll be on in just over 2 minutes. Okay, I'm going to put you on hold. Hold on. Two minutes, we'll be back in 2 minutes. If you're new to the program, make sure you subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, do me the favor of liking and sharing the video if you don't mind. If you're on hold, hang in there. We do not get 60% of our gas from Canada. Canada exports maybe 60% of their gas to us, but we don't get 60% of it from Canada. We have more oil than Canada. 1 minute, we'll be back. Okay, here we go. 30 seconds. We are back. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane with us. Steve, oh boy, lots of news going on. Steve, you back with us? All right, I'm going to put Steve on hold. I'll try one more time, and then we'll move on. Steve, are you back with us?
I am with you.
Oh my goodness, a big news day. I mean,
big news, boy. I got to tell you, Donald Trump never ceases to amaze me. Just when you think you've seen it all.
I know.
He's got a new, so you know what he has done so cleverly? He is, in this debate he's having with the left, which is definitely trying to find an issue to run on, Donald Trump has staked out the area of reason and logic and thrown the ball to the liberals and said, go ahead, you can have everything that's left. And that's what they got.
Yeah, which is nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, before
the opposite of reason and logic.
You know, this Gaza plan, which just, I mean, he's turned the world upside down with this. And I had some thoughts on this. I wanted to share because I don't know what you think. Do you think what he's doing is a good idea? We haven't talked.
Absolutely. Not only that, not only is it a great idea, it's very doable. But nobody else but Donald Trump, of course, would pull it off. But Donald can pull it off.
Well, what's your thought on what makes it doable for us to turn Gaza into a U.S. territory?
What makes it doable is one thing and one thing alone: Donald Trump.
Yes, that's correct.
It's that simple.
Yeah, that's right. You know,
the poor Democrats are flailing around, trying to choose from all the other positions outside of reason and logic.
You know, yesterday, let me just give this, and this will probably be an incomplete list because I don't have this written down. This is just off the top of my head. Yesterday, so many things happened, okay? The Gaza Lago story, right, taking Gaza. He signed a whole bunch of executive orders, including one that'll bankrupt Iran's oil industry. He told Iran if they make an attempt on his life again, that they're going to be wiped out off the face of the earth.
Yeah, I love that one.
And if they're successful, he's left instructions to wipe them out, right? And that went on the public record. So I heard some people say yesterday, well, if he's gone, it'll be JD's call, not his. Well, he already has it on the record that he's left instructions to destroy Israel if they take him out. So that'll be the expectations of the American people. Elon Musk got a list of all the FBI employees that were working on the J6 cases, 5,000 of them. They're going to be fired. Pam Bondi was confirmed as Attorney General.
I saw that.
The Trump administration, our new CIA director, has offered every employee of the CIA a buyout, 8 months salary, plus they get to keep all their federal benefits. I mean, that's off the just top of my head, right? That's just yesterday afternoon. All this stuff happened. This was since the afternoon yesterday, and
what he's doing is overwhelming them. The liberals can't get their feet settled on the ground because just when they've got one issue addressed of something that Trump is doing that they don't like. there's another one before they get the last one resolved.
Well, like yesterday, the Democrats yesterday had organized this huge protest at the U.S. Aid building, and they had all the Democrats there. Omar, Pocahontas, Vindman was there, making speech. Well, that was like 5 news stories ago. And by the time they did it, it was like old news, and the news didn't even want to.
Exactly.
They didn't even want to cover it because it's old news. And Jessica Tarloff on the 5 yesterday was saying that the Democrats can't keep up to respond. They can't respond to anything because by the time they go to respond, he does 4 or 5 things before they can even respond to the one that was 6 ago.
He's got his assistant walking around behind him with the pad and paper, and every time he gets a new idea, he turns around and adds it publicly to his list.
You know, one of our listeners in the live chat on YouTube, they said it's shock and awe is what he's doing.
Yes, that's exactly right.
I mean, I can't even keep up with it. You know, I mean, it's difficult, and it's beautiful.
It is, and of course they're going to try to run the court, but I don't know what the hell they're going to sue for. Musk is working at the behest of the president.
Yeah, did you see?
President's the head of the executive branch. What are they going to say? That the president can't have advisors?
Exactly. Oh, I forgot. He's signing 2 executive orders are coming. One banning transgendered men from ladies' sports. And another one closing down the Department of Education.
Right.
So, I mean, that's
a good one.
Oh, I love them all. There's nothing, you know, when I was in, when I was in college, remember I had a double major, right? History and education. So I had all these education courses. You know, the federal government, the Department of Education, the federal government gives money to the states for their education program, but it's only about 2 or 3% of the budget. It's nothing. It's peanuts. The Department of all the Department of Education does is push their gender ideology and their critical race theory, racism crap. They don't do anything that involves education. Just political ideology. So that's when that disappears, no one's even going to care. I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen a president do.
Because nothing like this has ever happened.
He's been president for today's day 16 of his second term, right? And he has done more than most presidents do in 8.
And he's going to keep up. It's going to be every day. He's got a great MO developed here. Really has.
Oh.
You know, each day he's got a whole handful of new decrees going, and them shock and awe, whoever came up with that.
One of our brilliant listeners, they probably picked up that technique from one of us. But that's a good. But you know, this Gaza deal, the media think they got something here, and they like this one because they hate Jews. The media, you know. But by this afternoon, there's going to be a couple more big stories, and this will be old news too. That's why I like it's just the media. I've been watching a lot this week. I've been watching a lot of the cable news because there's been so much breaking news, and I watched a lot of it yesterday because I was waiting for the press conference. And the people on television, they were really not talking about much all day with all this big news because the people on TV can't process this news that quickly. So all these big things are happening, and they're not even having discussions about it because it's happening too fast for them to get their minds around what's happening or book guests to even talk about it. You know?
Exactly so.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a good thing. I like it. I hope things stay this way.
It's great.
Oh my goodness. I wanted to tell you. I don't know if you know about this, Steve. I've been talking about it. I think you do because we've talked. I think we've talked about it. You know, it's free shipping site wide on all my pillow products. Free shipping on everything.
Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday.
Okay. Yeah, and by the way, there's no gimmicks or deals or anything that you have to do to get the free shipping. It is free shipping site wide on all orders, no matter how large or small. And I think like the smallest thing you can get is like a pair of MyPillow socks, which by the way are very good. but that's like the least expensive thing. You buy a pair of MyPillow socks, it's free shipping. So, so go to MyPillow.com, use our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, and great deals site-wide. And, I have everything. I have every one of the pillows they make. I have the towels, the sheets, the mattress topper, the robe, the slippers. You've got a lot, too. You've got the sheets, you've got the slippers, Steve, you got the
pillows. We're covered with pillows of every size.
Oh, my goodness, absolutely. And all these MyPillow products, I've bought them. With the promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, except the first pillow because they weren't with us then. That was like 10 years ago. And sometimes MyPillow will call me and say, hey, we got this thing. Do you want? I said, well, I already got 2 of them. The deals are so good. It's amazing. But it's free shipping site-wide at MyPillow.com with our promo code Kane. All right, Steve, I'm going to put you on hold. We're going to take our break and be right back. Okay, 1 minute. We'll be back in 1 minute. It's morning in America, that's right. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, please like the video and share on your socials if you don't mind. It helps grow the channel. 30 seconds. Right, Steve, you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, stand by.
Can you leave my mic on?
No, I can't. Stand by. Stand by. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show as we celebrate the most eventful presidential term ever. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. How does he do it? How does he do it? You want to take some calls, Steve? What do you want to do?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. Our number, 1-888-465-2631. If you're on hold, hang in there. Let me see. Just give me 1 second here. We will take as many of these calls as we can. All right, Steve, you stand by. If I disconnect you, I will call you back. Let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yeah, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Ray Matthews. I'm from Pasadena, Texas.
All right, Ray in Texas. Oh, man. What's on your mind? Speak up.
I just want to call and say what an awesome job y'all are doing, man. I love your show. It's awesome. And Trump is doing awesome.
That's right. I can hear that Texas accent.
Yeah, deep in the heart of Texas.
That's right. All right, man. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Take care. Take care. Oh, I let him go too soon. Sorry, guy. Nice guy. There we had those, Steve. All right, let's take another one. Let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, it's Larry from Fort Lauderdale.
Larry, what's on your mind?
Well, hey, on that USAID, it's actually the Agency for International Development.
Yes.
Because when you say U.S. aid, it sounds like we're taking aid away from needing countries that are in need. But really, it's that slush fund for the Democrats to get their DIE agenda out.
Well, and more. I mean, I was talking earlier. Maybe you have the answer. Maybe you have the answer to this. I found out yesterday that Chuck Schumer's net worth is $81 million, and he's never had a job that wasn't an elected office. So how does a guy that's only held elective office his entire life, since 1974, amass an $81 million fortune? You guys have any ideas? I'd like to know how to do that.
That's a question of the answers itself.
Yeah, it's called USAID. That's what it's called. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I think it's from his promoting of products like the Corona beer and Mexican avocados.
Oh, he was doing a spot?
So, yeah.
Oh, man, let me tell you, Corona, if you want me to do spots for Corona, I'll do it, but I would prefer to advertise the bottled version, not the can. Nobody drinks it out of a can. Who drinks Corona out of a can? How do you get the lime in there?
I have no idea.
How do you get the lime in there?
The other thing is Pam Bondi was just confirmed yesterday. So today's their first day, so you can just imagine what's going to happen today.
Maybe I should ask Pam Bondi. Steve, we had Pam Bondi on the show. Maybe we should ask her how Chuck Schumer amassed a net worth of $81 million holding elected office his whole life. Maybe she could get the answer to that.
Well,
what's amazing is that he's gotten away with it all these years.
Yeah, well.
Maybe Bernie Sanders can inform us as well.
Yeah, and I just found out earlier that Ilhan Omar's worth $18 million. How's a poor girl from Somalia? No, somebody just told me $18 million net worths is Ilhan Omar. Someone just called me.
Amazing.
How'd she do that? A girl from Somalia. I want to know how you do it.
This is the most exciting time of my life. This is so amazing, and it's only
winning
2 weeks and 2 days in.
Well, the thing,
Great show, guys.
appreciate the call. All right, the thing about Trump, you'll never hear me disagree with Trump except on one thing. I only disagree with President Trump on one thing. I will never get sick of winning. Right? A lot of people may think we're gloating, and maybe we are, but so what? When are you going to have an opportunity to win like this? If you don't enjoy this, you're never going to enjoy life, because what we're experiencing right now is never going to happen again with another president. This is wouldn't you agree, Steve? This is a unique experience.
Oh, yeah. There's no question of that. Although he's doing his best, it seems to me, if you look at the other contacts and appointments that he's made, he's trying to build a farm team here. I mean, there's no question of that. Something that can and will survive him.
Yeah.
Because he understands that his time is limited. It's only a question as to how much. But he wants a machine that'll carry on after he's gone.
I am very impressed with Marco Rubio.
Yeah.
He's amazing. He worked out that El Salvador prison deal.
Yeah, it was great.
It
was great.
Yeah, I know. But it's hard to pick a favorite, but Tom Homan is, I think, the star of the Trump administration. I love that guy.
There's only one problem with Tom Homan. You can't understand a word he says.
You know what he's like? He's kind of like, he talks kind of like Brando in The Godfather. Like he's got something.
Sort of.
Yeah, like he's got
main similarities. You can't understand what he's saying.
That's okay. All you need to understand is lock him up, and you're under arrest. That's it. That's all you need. That's all you need to understand.
You're doing a great job.
Yeah, I know. All right, let's go back to our phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian and Steve. This is Bill from Sanford, Florida.
Hey, Bill.
William, how are you?
I am doing great. Let me tell you something. I was watching the Pam Bondi confirmation, and this one senator, elderly white guy, gets up there and trashes Trump, trashes Elon. and then goes up and praises U.S. aid, I'm thinking, when are you going to talk about Pam Bondi? They're so scared, these Democrats, because another thing I heard is that there has been the Department of Treasury has not turned down any requests in 20 years now.
Well, no, they haven't. They haven't refused to pay anything. They put everything that was They've not refused to send out any money, not once.
Oh my God! How could this go on for so many?
Well,
years?
you know what we're going to find out is who are the people at USAID and at the Treasury Department that are responsible for dispersing the funds. And these are probably some of the most deeply connected and rich people in government. These are deep insiders that are. But this is the thing. If our theory is correct, that all the government, because even Trump used the word kickbacks yesterday in the Oval Office.
It has to be.
The kickbacks are done, and all these Congress people that are getting the kickbacks, they expected those kickbacks to come in for the rest of their life. That's why they stay in Congress till they're 300 years old. And they the money's cut off now. No more's coming. All of these people that are getting kickbacks in government, their lifestyle and that of their family is based on the expectations of getting that U.S. aid kickback money every month. And now it's cut off. And that's why the panic is set in. So they're going to be members of Congress that are going to lose their houses and get their cars repoed.
Well, this guy was saying some of these things are going through.
Well, it may be now, but it's not going to last long.
No, they've cut off. Go ahead.
Once they've been successful in isolating,
but only a portion of what they're funding gets through. A small portion, if any.
No, tiny stuff. The reason all these Democrats, they were taking turns making speeches yesterday with a broken speaker that was all distorted, and they're in a panic over their money.
Chuck Schumer was in outer space yesterday.
Oh, and Pocahontas. She was, oh my goodness. She was, she was flipping out. And then did you see Vindman?
They lost their minds.
Yeah, well, because their money's cut off.
And AOC is saying that Elon Musk is not smart. Jesus. Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That's so funny.
From a bartender to Elon Musk. You're not smart.
Yeah. All right. Good. You're very happy up in Sanford. You might be the happiest man in Sanford.
Oh, I love Trump. Oh God, this is a great time.
Yeah,
this is a great time.
Yeah. All right. Take care. Good to hear from you from Sanford, Florida. That's the home of George Zimmerman. Sanford, Steve. Remember?
Oh boy, will remember.
Oh man. I wanted to talk about Dr. Philip Appleton and his laser away pain treatment. When we had our event at Wings Plus a couple weeks ago for the inauguration, I met 6-10 guys, Steve, over there that were telling me that they're pain-free now thanks to Dr. Appleton. I lost track. So many were coming up to me. They touched the body part too. Oh, my hip, my arm, my shoulder, my knee. They would touch it was like that old game you play in school. Put your hand on your knee and all that. They would touch their body part and tell me it's pain-free now. One guy told me, he says, I wouldn't be able to be here if it weren't for Dr. Appleton. I wouldn't be able to stand up. I was in so much pain. That laser treatment works, guys. It works good. And what it does, it repairs the damage that's causing you the pain. That's why when the pain's gone, it doesn't return. He's rid me of pain 7 times. It's amazing. It works on every type of pain I've ever heard of, and I'm learning of new pains all the time. It's a no-charge consultation with Dr. Appleton, and if you have x-rays, MRIs, and stuff, bring them with you. He'll gladly look them over for you. Give him a call. Now remember, appointments are not necessary, and walk-ins are welcome even on Saturdays. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonCairo.com. I'm going to put you on hold, Steve. If you're on hold, hang in there. We'll be right back. Really, Michael? Really? No. Just really, is that what you say when I'm not here? Class act. Class act. One minute, we'll be back. All right, Steve, you back?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, stand by. Here we go. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane is here, and you, of course, are listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. I got some other news, Steve. That list I gave you earlier, there was one I forgot.
What's that?
The FBI agents that broke into Mar-a-Lago during the Mar-a-Lago raid,
Yeah,
they've been fired, and they were escorted from their offices.
I love it.
Don't you love it? Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, what were they thinking?
Well, I'll tell you something. Before we get too happy, I have a feeling in my bones, and I've been doing this for a long time. I have a feeling in my bones that the left is about to explode in something very, very unpleasant. I'm not sure exactly what, but they've been in shock up till now. They haven't been very active. But I think it's going to start to get nasty now. Up till now, they've been kind of in outer space.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you want to take some more calls?
Yeah, maybe the calls will get a little nastier for a change.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know what I think that, we had some liberals yesterday who were pretty upset, but so much as there's at least 10 or 12 big things Trump did just yesterday. I think they just can't get their mind around. I think they're just on overload.
It's every day. That's why he keeps the pad with him everywhere he goes, in case he gets an idea.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's go back to our phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Jay from Jersey.
Oh, hey, Jay. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing okay. How about you?
I'm doing well. I'm all right.
Yeah, you seem like you're always so happy about every nasty thing that's going on. You seem to be happy about it. Now,
what's nasty? It's all great.
Yeah, you know.
Tell me what's nasty.
Oh.
Okay, I'm going to speak about, that little statement he made, last night about taking over somebody else's country and throwing all the people out of it after that dirty, disgusting man destroyed their country. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you have any...
Donald Trump destroyed the Gaza Strip?
I didn't say
I thought it was the Hamas.
The man he was standing with last night destroyed their country. This is the point I'm trying to make. Can I make the point? The point I'm trying to make is that he is going to start and put American troops over there and could start a big war. Do you have any kids age eligible to have to go to war? I do. You think I want my son dying behind some stupid mess that Donald Trump done started? Now,
I didn't realize you had a son.
Us going to war. Are you okay with American people dying for this, right?
Do you say you have a son?
Yes, I do. I have an adopted son. Yes, I do.
Adopted son.
Is he in service?
No, he's not. But you start a war, and they'll start a draft.
Oh, a draft for Gaza? Please.
Why?
Well, my son's already in the Army.
Why would we want to go stick our nose and put our people over in Gaza?
To bring peace to... First off, I didn't hear...
New York. Something that dumb. That's the dumbest thing you could ever think of. They've been fighting for centuries, and then we going to go stick American people over there? Come on. That's the dumbest thing.
Well, wait a minute. I'm confused now. You say they've been fighting for centuries, but I thought you just said we were the ones that did it.
They would kill Americans on spot. Them terrorists hate Americans, and we would go stick our nose over the middle of that country. That's the dumbest thing he ever done.
I missed, I might have missed part of this press conference, Steve. Maybe you saw. I missed the part where Trump said we're going to invade Gaza.
Oh, you didn't hear him say that he would put troops on the ground? You need to listen to it again.
He said we're going to take it, control of it.
Well, Hardy, you dummy, how you think you're going to take it? You think you going to walk over there and ask him for it?
Maybe.
Yeah, you're that stupid to do it for him. You're so busy kissing his behind, you don't know nothing else.
I don't know nothing's a double negative. That means I know everything.
How else do you think we could take that country, but with our American soldiers going to die for someplace that we wouldn't be able to live because them people in that country over that way don't like us, and it's filled with nothing but terrorists?
All right, now, can I tell you now? Yeah.
You think it's okay for him to build a golf club over there, right?
Yes.
To take their country to build a golf club.
Sure.
You know, you white people are some nasty people.
Are you ready for a response now? Have you gotten it off your chest?
Yes, I would love to.
Do you feel relieved now that you got your little racism out there, your anti-Semitism out there?
Yes.
Any other isms? Any other isms you need to get out of your system?
Racism. Now hit me back with your racism. Go ahead.
No, listen. What Trump is going to do is Iran is going to clear out Gaza for us.
Iran hates our guts. Are you dumb?
Yeah.
We've been fighting with Iran for all these years. Iran hates our guts.
Okay, I'm gonna say I gotta.
Why would they work with us? Why would they work with us?
I gotta speak between your emotional outburst. You know. Are you going through menopause? You're very moody.
No, Steve. You laughing? I thought being old as you is, and you old as dirt, would know a little bit.
No, now we got another ism. We got ageism. We got racism, anti-Semitism, and ageism from you today. All right, that's great. You're 3 for 3 on the isms. No, listen. Earlier I'll explain to you what I mean about Iran. I talked about this earlier in the show, but I'll recap it. Earlier in the day, President Trump signed an executive order about Iran. It's an order that would put their oil industry out of business. which would bankrupt the entire country, okay? He said, I hope we don't have to use this. I hope we don't have to implement this. So what he's working with Iran. Iran funds the Palestinian terrorists, Hamas, and all that. He's telling Iran to clear them out, and we won't bankrupt your country. That's what's happened. That's why they may still hate us, and they certainly hate the Jews, but they don't want to be a bankrupted country.
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you really think terrorists want to believe that mess? Do you think terrorists...
We're not dealing with terror. Iran controls the terrorists.
Don't you know that country is filled with nothing but terrorists? Come on now.
Really? Oh, now we've got another ism towards Muslim, anti-Muslimism. You think all Muslims are terrorists? Oh my goodness.
Hamas runs that country over there. Hamas runs that over there. And you think because Donald Trump can make the terrorists just disappear?
No, Iran can.
You can't be that.
He's the perfect man for the job. He's the only one who can do it.
He wiped out ISIS.
Stop feeding all this dumb stuff to these dumb people that's listening to you. You know we can't control terrorists.
He wiped out ISIS.
Oh, my God.
He did in his first term.
So then why did all them people go and kill all them Jews and started this war in the first place if Donald Trump had solved everything?
They weren't attacked by ISIS. They were attacked by Iran.
It don't matter who group it was. They were terrorists no matter whatever name they used.
I'm trying to figure out why you're so angry. Are you upset that they'll stop killing Jews over there? Why would you be upset at an attempt to end a war?
I'm upset that you think it's okay to tell all them people. It's bad enough that Jew destroyed their country, but then you gonna sit there and tell these nuts on the radio like stupid Richie tried to agree with you that it's okay to go and tell them people, get out of here. We don't want you here no more. We're taking your country and we're gonna build golf courses on it. That's a white man. That's what white people did to America in the first.
Now you've run out of isms. You've started the rotation of your isms over back on the racism.
Now I'm going back to slavery.
Oh yes.
Oh. You took America and used us for slaves. That's what white people do. They take stuff. They had to take everything they got.
How old are you? You were a slave?
Yeah.
He just thinks like a slave.
Oh.
Oh, well, Steve, you old enough to be one.
See, I told you he started the he started the ism playlist. See, he's gone through his rotation. He's back now. He's back on he went back on racism. Now he's hit ageism again. You don't have a lot of songs in rotation.
To come full circle on the call, I was told you that they were about to really slip out and go bonkers.
Oh my goodness!
I guess
you called in with the volunteer as an example of what I was talking about.
Yeah, his son, who's not in the army, he's afraid will go be sent by the army to go fight in Gaza.
Why is your son not in the army? Why is my son in the army fighting for you to protect your son, and your son is hiding? Why is that?
You're okay if your son goes over there and dies. You good with that, right?
I'm proud of my son. He's sticking up for the land of the free and the home of the brave. What is your son doing?
Okay, let me ask you this. You're okay if he goes over there and dies for a golf course?
I don't want him to die, but somebody's got to defend the country.
You want to build a golf course.
Well, someone's got to build a golf course.
Fight for that.
What's your son do?
He's not fighting for freedom.
What's your son do?
He's not fighting for freedom.
What's your son do?
He's fighting for a golf course.
What's your son do?
My son is in college. He plays lacrosse.
Lacrosse? A black kid playing lacrosse?
A black kid playing lacrosse.
Wow.
Right. They gave my son a stick.
Wow, he'll be like the Tiger Woods of lacrosse. I've never seen a black kid play lacrosse.
Guess what? He was the only black one on the team.
How did he learn how to play lacrosse?
Coach asked him and he was good at it. That's how we got into it. And then won a scholarship.
Let me ask you one question in party. Did you hear they're going to during the Super Bowl?
We've already been over this.
Hey, take a breath.
Play lacrosse.
Take a breath. I got your last question. Have you heard that they're going to be playing the black national anthem at the Super Bowl?
Oh my goodness!
Have
you heard that?
You got a problem with that, don't you?
Why do I have a problem with that? I've got the same problem most people have with it.
Listen to this. You always notice the halftime are always done by black people.
What does your son do? What position does he play on the lacrosse team?
Why do you already knew my son played lacrosse?
No, I don't remember that. What position does he play?
The question. See, let's go with what
The story's falling apart, Steve. The lacrosse story's falling apart.
Do you know? He wants to know why the national anthem is going to be played. Do you know that halftime? Think back. Anytime that you've known it, ain't all the halftime performers black?
No.
When's the last time you seen a halftime?
I don't watch. I've seen the Rolling Stones, Taylor Swift, Michael Jackson. I saw Michael Jackson once. He's
Michael Jackson ain't white, even though his skin color was white. Michael Jackson ain't white.
So what position does your? Okay, listen, we got to run, but next time he'll know what position his son plays. Yeah, well, it's called a break, Oh my goodness. All right, Steve, we're going to take our break. I'll put you on hold. We'll be right back. Hey there, hold on. Steve, you there? Steve? Steve, are you there? He's not. All right, welcome back, everyone. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. It's time to check in with William Youngerman from the office of William Youngerman Incorporated with the Morning Gold and Precious Metals Report. William Youngerman, how are the metals looking today?
Metals looking still very strong, Brian. Yesterday we saw a $28 gain on gold, pushing through to new highs again, trading in a range of $28.05 on the low and all the way up to $2,848. Closing out the day at $28.43.30. That was up $28.10. Silver was up 46 cents at $32.03. Platinum closed up $3 at $9.65, and palladium closed down $22 at $9.74. Overnight, we saw gold trade in a range of $2,839 all the way up to another record high, $2,872 the ounce. We're getting very close to that $3,000 number I've been saying.
Yeah.
Currently $28.56, up $12.70. So we got a little bit of a pullback, but from our high this morning of $28.72. $28.56 right now, up $12.70. Silver up 7 cents at $32.10 the ounce. We have been higher. Platinum up platinum up $22 at $9.87, and palladium up $6 at $980 the ounce. So the markets are still very bullish.
Wow, things are looking great, these historic highs. And when it comes to the gold, I'm assuming everything's a good buy right now. Is there anything in particular you're recommending in gold that people buy?
It's all great values. Of course, the pre-33 $20 gold pieces that the United States issued back prior to 1933 are great values right now. It's just a little bit over their gold value.
Yeah, and those are great. Those are actual, that pre-33 gold is actual $20 gold pieces that our grandfathers used to carry around in their pockets and actually buy stuff at the regular stores with. And now there's a lot of, there's the gold. All right, listen, William Youngerman opens up at 10 a.m. Stop in. And remember, at William Youngerman's, all the metals are available for immediate delivery. His address, 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway, on the south side of the street. His phone number, 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010, and online, WilliamYoungerman.com, where you can find both his address and phone number. All right, William Youngerman, we are getting close to that $3,000 an ounce. I mean, I'm going to get the balloon drop ready for that one. It's going to be an exciting day.
Yes, indeed.
All right.
Have a great day.
All right, we'll talk tomorrow. All right, take care. All right. We are back. Steve, you back with us?
I am back with you. Did we have the goal report?
Oh
yet?
yeah, yes. It's we're over 2,800 again today, so it's it's we're getting so close to that 3,000 number. I don't know. Can we get some balloons and confetti standing by when we hit that 3,000 number so we can drop it? Because it's getting close. It's just it's miraculous. Donald Trump becomes president again, and everything is like perfect.
That's for sure.
All right, you want to take some more calls?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
How you doing, Brian? This is Angela Santonio, and hey, how you doing, Steve?
Hey, Antonio.
Hey, it's I just want to say something about Jay. It's crazy. The man is crazy, but it's a great thing that what Donald Trump is doing, and how he wishes to put our troops in the Gaza, and that's a very, very intelligent thing to do. It forces Iran to come to the table and help along and stops Donald Trump, for which I know he really truly wants to smash them, but it stops him from killing them and just go ahead and make them friends. Either you help or you don't. Either you help or you hinder. And it's a great idea for what Donald Trump is doing.
I wouldn't be so sure that we're going to have a military invasion of Gaza. I really do believe that Iran does not want to go through an economic collapse and will clear out the terrorists. They control the terrorists.
You're right. You're right, because what he's doing, what Trump is doing, he's forcing them. Either you help or you hinder. You're going to help us do this, or you're just going to sit back and you're going to fall to the wayside because you have nothing but destruction. And this is going to help you become to make everything better in Gaza, make everything better in Iran, because I know President Trump, our President Trump wants to strike them, but he holds back and he says, let's go the other route. Let's go with the peace, because I don't want to hit him with the stick.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Hey, listen, appreciate the call. Take care. All right.
All right, thanks.
We've had some pretty good calls today. Hold on one second here. Our number 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call. I think Jay from Jersey might be the only Democrat we heard from today, Steve. I don't think we've had any other. No, I did have the one guy, the guy from Jacksonville earlier in the show. So we've heard from two liberals today, and neither of them are happy.
Well, I think it's going to get worse. I think the shock is wearing off, and I think they're now angry and panicked.
Yeah, well, they should be happy. You know, this thing about Gaza, if you notice, President Trump, with all these foreign leaders, all these dictators and lunatics that run these countries all care about money more than anything. And he's telling them how rich the Middle East can be when the terrorism stops and Gaza becomes, what did he call it, the Riviera of the Middle East.
Yeah, they're going to be the beneficiaries of all the work Trump is doing.
But it looks like it's going to be like a colony, an American colony or something. I'm not sure what that... He said it's going to be... We're going to take it and...
I visualize... I mean, everybody brings their own imagination to the question. But I visualize it like being kind of like the Strip in Las Vegas.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. There's got to be room, though, for a military base. I think he wants some military presence there.
Well, they'll build out from downtown.
Yeah. The casinos will be by the beach. All right, let's take some more of these calls. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Stephen Bryan. It's JJ from Mass.
Hey, JJ.
JJ, what's up?
Well, I was thinking about a Corona commercial. Brian filmed it at the Elbow Room. Bartender hands him
yes.
with lime. Nice fresh lime, by the way. Good close-up on the bottle and the lime. And you got Sweet Caroline playing in the background, which I believe should be the intro song for all press conferences.
Yeah.
Until Caroline is
gone. You like my YouTube vlogs. They're pretty good.
The Elbow Room, I mean, that brought back memories. I used to go there all the time. I love that place.
Do you see those liberals calling me names because of my MAGA gear?
Yes, I did. And you had some good comments too, though. When you're walking down, you had a couple of thumbs up, good hands.
One thing I didn't catch on camera, I turned my camera off, and this happened right when I turned my camera off, this Gen Z girl bartender, because of my MAGA gear, pointed me out to the bouncer like something was wrong with me. She thought I was dangerous because I was wearing MAGA gear. What an idiot.
Yeah, that's pretty sad stuff. You know, to get to some, I mean, that was, you know, I love it. That's a good commercial. They might even buy that from you.
I love Corona. I've been drinking Corona since I was 15.
Well, you talk about it, and it's a great look, and it is at a packed bar. Sweet Carolina in the background. I mean, that just brought back. That's Florida.
I was auditioning. I wanted them to replace Schumer with me as the Corona spokesperson.
There you go.
By the way, if you want to know what we're talking about, if you guys follow me on YouTube, which you all should, Brian Craig Show on YouTube, Steve, I went down to Fort Lauderdale Beach wearing my Make America Great Again hat. I have a Hawaiian shirt I bought for the cruise, and the whole front of the shirt it's massive. It's the whole front of the shirt is the picture of President Trump when he got up and said "fight, fight, fight" with his fist in the air, and I walked down Fort Lauderdale Beach. And some Democrats were not happy with me on Fort Lauderdale Beach. And I made a YouTube video of that. There were some friendly people, too. They're in there as well. But you guys should watch it. And I stopped by at the Elbow Room and had a beer. And that's the
place to go.
That's the place to go. That's right, the Elbow Room. Yep. So what do you think about what do you think about the Gaza Lago plan?
Well, I absolutely love it because I'll tell you what. I mean, I was thinking more like Trumpalaza or Gazania. Melania, but
yes,
Gazania or Trumpalaza, Gazania.
Yes, Trumpalaza.
But whatever they call it, whatever they want.
What did you say, Malaysia?
Well, yeah, like Malaysia, Gazania, Malaysia. It's just there's a bunch of names you can throw in there, but the main thing is this. It's not. You know, I heard some very good opinions. And, you know, Barbara was pretty forceful with hers, and I somewhat agree with that, but I don't look at it. I look at a lot of different options. I think that's what Trump is looking at. I think it's a kind of an ace in his back pocket, but it's a nation building no. I mean, this is not, you know, if we do that, we're surrounded by Israel. This is not like we're surrounded. It's not like, you know, in the middle of nowhere in Afghanistan and we're surrounded by the Taliban. I mean, it's Israel, for Christ's sakes. And so we're surrounded by them. We got a little piece of, you know, you could kind of make it like the international settlements after the in Shanghai back in like.
What it looks like, you know, talk serious about it. What it looks like is President Trump he has decided this. There's no path to peace with these people. They're going to never stop killing Jews. It's a waste of time. So he's already got the deals worked out. I promise you. So he's going to turn Gaza into an international city that belongs to no nation, but we're its protectorate.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's sort of just like it's an international economic, and you know what? Listen, it's like we talked about this after the October 7th attack, maybe a month or two afterwards. I was like, this is insane. Those people got more money per capita per person in aid than any other people and or nation in the history of the planet, and they dug holes.
And he
so
talked
they could kill 1,000, 1,500, you know, people in Israel.
And he talked about Syria and Egypt. Syria and Egypt are filled with Palestinians. And the Egypt is dependent upon us financially. The Syrian king, loves America. The Syrian king was in an episode of Star Trek Voyager. He loves America. He put on a Starfleet uniform and everything, and Trump knows him. You know, so it's a done deal. It's not even up for debate. Hey, listen, I appreciate the call. Oh, I got to tell you guys, you know, so much of the news we're seeing, I don't know if you've noticed this, but is being captured by doorbell cameras. When they had the fires in LA a couple weeks ago, I was watching, there was one video, it was fire in front of this house. I'm like, who's in there filming it? It was from their doorbell camera. You know, and you know, the doorbell camera footage is fantastic. You see it on the news all the time, and you can get a doorbell camera for free that connects directly to your cell phone from Slomin's with the installation of your Slomin Shield. Slomin's also going to give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. You get an LED touchscreen, a motion detector, 10 contacts for your doors and windows, a lifetime warranty, and a backup battery. Plus, you'll receive a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Slomin Shield. Give Slomin's a call. It's an easy number to remember. 1-800-ALARM-ME. 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME. Get your free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman Shield. 1-800-ALARM-ME. The only question I have, Steve, left, I have two questions. One, does Jay from Jersey's son really play lacrosse? He didn't tell us what position he played. I'm sure next time he calls, he'll know what position.
We're going to research that.
Yeah, if there's a guy on a lacrosse team whose last name is from Jersey, okay, I'll get on that. But the other question is, what's Trump going to do today? I mean, what's he going to do to top that? He's a showman, so he's got to top what he did yesterday.
He's got things like this set for every day.
Oh my
Between now and the foreseeable future.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, listen,
it's all part of a plan to drive the enemy crazy.
That's right. Well, we're out of time for today. We will be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. My name is Brian Craig. Steve Kane, of course, is here. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977, celebrating 48 years on the radio. We've had some great calls today. Those of you on hold, I'm sorry we didn't get to all of you, but we'll be back tomorrow. And if you stay on hold, you'll be first in line on tomorrow's show. Take care. See you tomorrow, 6 a.m. Oh, man. What a show that was. Woo-wee. I am exhausted. Well, plus, you guys, if you didn't catch the beginning, I came on like about 20 minutes before the show started today at 6, and then there was a technical issue at the radio station. So then I did the first half hour, we weren't on the radio till 6:30. So I did off the radio half hour that was, we didn't have to take any breaks or anything. So if you missed the beginning of the stream, go back. And today's show was very, very good. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, all right? And if you're already subbed, do me the favor of liking the video and sharing on all your social media, if you don't mind. Now, I didn't get to any of the my audio. I was going to go through some of it. You guys want to hear? Yeah, I'll keep the stream going for a little while, and I'll play some of the audio sound bites that I didn't get to, which I very much wanted to get to today. I went to all this trouble of doing the show prep, and let me cue them up here. Some of them are really, I want to play them because there'll be 20 new things tomorrow. This one here. Right now. Yeah, okay. This one here, this is great. This is Jen Psaki. Listen to Jen's, they're in a complete panic over Elon Musk and Doge, right? Because we know that's how all these Congress people are millionaires. Listen to Psaki.
Because what's happening right now is a hostile takeover of the U.S. government. There's no...
See, she's talking about Elon Musk, a hostile takeover.
Because what's happening right now is a hostile takeover of the U.S. government. There's no other way to describe it. It's happening clearly across our justice system, where just a few hours ago, a deadline passed for FBI employees to fill out a questionnaire detailing their involvement in January 6 cases.
That's right.
In other words, they were asked to fill out basically a loyalty test.
No, we want to find out, just to make it a little easier to find out the corrupt people that broke into Mar-a-Lago and have been harassing MAGA people.
That comes after an unprecedented purge of the FBI on Friday night, when the Trump administration forced out top FBI career officials, multiple FBI field office leaders, and a number of DOJ prosecutors who worked on January 6th cases. Tonight, I'm going to talk to one of the prosecutors who was fired on Friday. His name...
Oh, yeah, let's talk to one of the prosecutors. Yeah, we got a lot of questions for him. And I love this, Elon Musk, okay? Now, Elon retweeted this. Look at this. Lieutenant Colonel Vindman caught attempting to enter the closed U.S. aid office. Yesterday, Lieutenant Colonel Eugene Vindman was stopped by federal authorities as he illegally attempted to enter the U.S. aid building in Washington, D.C. And then look what Elon wrote. Vindman wants his bribe money. Okay? Now, if you or I said that, it'd be like a funny joke. But Elon Musk has seen the books because he's got access to all of it. So when he says Vindman wants his bribe money, I know. Isn't that something? I know. Oh, Jen Psaki is, she's out of her mind. Now, this is Alina Habba.
There's nobody better at making a deal than the man who wrote The Art of the Deal. That's the truth, Jesse. Listen, he wants one thing, and that's the art of peace. I think that should be his next chapter.
I like that. The art of peace. You like that?
And this is a big step towards that. There is nobody who will be better, as we've seen. And just look at what he's done since we've been in. It's been so fast and so rapid that even the left-wing media can't keep up with how much good we're doing. And that's what we need in America. Right. We're going to help. We're going to have collaborative help. We're going to do things such as tell people that we will tariff you if you're taking advantage of America. And then we will work together, because the end result and the end goal is one thing. And that's the truth, Jesse. And this is something we've talked about ad nauseum every day since we've gotten in. Let's make the world better by making America stronger. And we've seen that that works, and it works under President Trump.
Yeah, exactly. Now, what I'm doing now, of course, the radio show's over, and I really didn't get to hardly any of my show prep because so much is going on. So I want to go. I want to go through some of it because it might be dated tomorrow, and I won't be able to talk about it. But let me see. I've got a whole bunch here that I wanted to cover. Oh, this was brilliant. Watch this. Elizabeth Warren. Look at this. Here's Pocahontas. She's getting the question she doesn't want, and then she lies.
Big Pharma since 2020. The reason why you don't want RFK Jr. suing Big Pharma. Is that why?
Check the website. I don't take contributions from Big Pharma executives. I don't take any corporate PAC money, and you and your allies already know that.
Okay, so here she is on a perp walk, and, no, she does take money from pharmaceutical companies, and she's taken millions of dollars from them. So she made the choice to stop this perp walk and lie, and if she wouldn't have said anything, it might have gone online a little bit, but this is starting to go semi-viral because the Gaza stuff, it's not going viral. But if she wouldn't have said anything, this would have disappeared real quick. But she lied. So now everyone's posting this and pointing out that she's taking millions of dollars from pharmaceuticals. She just made a mistake, and she got caught. Now, Joyless Reed here, who's gone completely bald on us, she, I guess she didn't, that one guy called out her Trump wig and she stopped wearing it. Now, Joy Reid is so shell-shocked after President Trump announces we're taking Gaza, she doesn't know what to say.
Donald Trump making news in the biggest possible way. I'm going to read you the quotes that
So she's going to read the quotes of what was just live seconds ago because she doesn't know what to say. She's in such shock.
Think are stunning to just about everyone who heard them today after a day of calling for the people of Gaza, who he numbered at 1.8 million, to be relocated out of the Gaza Strip. Today, Donald Trump said the following about the Palestinian people. They can instead occupy all of a beautiful area with homes and safety, and they can live out their lives in peace and harmony instead of having to go back and do it again. The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do it, and we will do a job with it, too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site, and get rid of the destroyed buildings. When he was pressed on whether or not he would be willing to use the military to accomplish the U.S. takeover of the Gaza Strip, he doubled down on that, said we will do what's necessary. We'll do what's necessary. If it's necessary, we'll do that. We're going to take over the peace, and we're going to develop it. He referred to the Gaza Strip as the Riviera of the Middle East. He said that world people will live in Gaza, including Palestinians and anyone else, I suppose, that wants to live in this new real estate development he proposed today. This was stunning, and this came in a press conference with Prime Minister.
See, she doesn't even know what it really shows how vacuous she is. She can't think on her feet. She hasn't gotten the talking points yet. So she's reading over what Trump had said. She can't even process it on her own. Now, this one was really stunning because this is, I was shocked that this is Wesley Clark. He's aged a lot. And Wesley Clark is actually agreeing with Trump.
So Stephen A. and I are scratching our heads saying this can't be right. It doesn't make sense that President Trump said that America is going to have an ownership position in Gaza and do a great job with it, and maybe the people there won't be allowed to come back. Do you think that that is going to hold up as legit policy of the United States in that arena?
Well, Chris, it could. I know it makes some common sense to the president to sort of help these people out, get them out of Gaza, rebuild it, and so forth. But to go in there with U.S. troops, it depends on exactly what the rules of engagement are. What are the political conditions? And look, here's some of the things you have to think about. Okay, is Hamas going to be in charge? Do they want the U.S. troops in? Are Gazans going to leave or evacuate part of it? Who's going to take care of them? Who's going to give them food and so forth? If Hamas doesn't want us in, do we just take over the war then that the Israeli Defense Force gave up? What about the Palestinian Authority and Hamas? Is there going to be a war between the Palestinian Authority and Hamas? And if Hamas wants us in, are they going to come up out of the tunnels and say, welcome, we want you Americans to be with us? Or are we going to, what happens when the first sniper kills an American soldier?
No, God forbid.
Have the rules of engagement?
So he goes on a little bit. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but he actually said that the Trump plan could actually work. And Wesley Clark is a nut. I mean, and he's even agreeing with it. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing stuff. Well, there's a couple other things, though, I wanted to share before we say goodbye. Oh, yes, this is the one. This is the one I was looking for. This is great. So Chuck Todd, who's quit NBC, you know, he's trying to start something online. He should get together with Jim Acosta. They could team up together. And he is just having a meltdown over Elon Musk.
And if democracy is a quote-unquote left-wing ideology to Elon Musk, I mean, this man is un-American as far as my definition of America is. And
what is Chuck Todd's definition of being an American?
I'm the fact that more people aren't offended by this man's actions. I mean,
this is shutting down U.S. aid.
Shows you how much he has helped successfully destroy the trusted information ecosystem, because this is a 5-alarm fire. Elon Musk is a 5-alarm fire, and the country doesn't realize it yet.
Okay, so that means that everything Elon is doing is right because Chuck Todd's freaking out about it. If Chuck Todd's happy about what Elon Musk is doing, he's doing something wrong. You know, and that's just the way that it is. Now, if you guys are new, welcome. Make sure you subscribe. And if you already subscribed, do me the favor of liking the video and sharing on your socials, all right? My name's Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.